York, and I think Flounder and I both went, "Oh my God, the guy sounds like he really cares all of a sudden." And he was a cop. He was running on the pro-police law and order thing. That's how we got elected in New York, and totally changed when he got elected. Anyway, so Fordham's going on. UNC, these bootlickers at Brown apparently caved in. So that's the first Ivy League school to go ahead and say, well, okay, we'll take a vote on divesting of anything supporting the Jews. At Brown University said, okay, we'll take a vote on that for you, so then they're not, and now the students will stop being bad. Well, I mean, the protesters, whether they're students or not, don't know. UCLA, my guy, just see some of that video. And incidentally, I was having trouble telling one side from the other. They're all wearing masks, and if they don't have that Arab flag hat, whatever that hufifa, the kafifa, I don't know what
handkerchief.
They call it. The handkerchief thing. If they don't have, I guess that's all Arab, right? That's all the Jew haters. Palestinians. But you couldn't tell because they were all covered up, and I couldn't. Well, I think he was hitting his own guy. I thought it was funny. And by the way, it was pretty. I mean, I love to see melees like that. I mean, seriously, finally people are standing up. The Jews came back and said, no, this isn't 1937, by the way. Oh, sorry. Oh, goody, I got another phone call. Oh, this is obviously from somebody I don't want to do. No, I wait till I tell the story about email and Comcast. Anyway, I'll be fine. So we got, where was I? I don't even remember. Oh, UCLA. The protesters apparently were blocking entrances and buildings with boards that had nails driven through them. That's a deadly weapon. So are they arrested for... Sorry, what am I thinking? Arrest California. Yeah, they'll get them pretty good. More in the Columbia stuff. You'll hear from that girl who says they were afraid they were going to die without having any water if they didn't get their water brought to them inside that building that has bathrooms when bathrooms have sinks. You freaking idiot! You must have any water if I try you. You freaking little pansies. I mean, God. Also, the new list of the new Ivy League schools. Oh, and President Jew Hater has now come out with another $6 billion in bribes for Democrats to support him. Democrats who went to art school. Let's have a meeting in the White House. Hey, I know. All those idiots who went to art school, let's just forgive all their student loans. Hey, what a great idea. Guess who they're going to vote for in November? I mean, anyway.
Well, they're not idiots for going to art school, but they're idiots if they think we're going to pay for it.
And then, and he keeps saying things like, well, a lot of people I grew up with couldn't afford to go to college. Yeah, including people today couldn't afford to go to college are now paying for your program.
Yeah.
God. A couple other things before we get going here. I just kind of a tease. Oh, speaking of a tease. I showed the paperwork. I've got it right here. This morning's I'm not sleeping much. About 5:30 this morning, and I'm goofing around trying to get my Comcast thing to work, and so I'm taking note. And I finally got the picture on. It's a long story anyway. So I turned on Fox News, and I'm watching these protesters and stuff, and I wrote down the following thing. This is Biden's Jewsurrection. I'm going to call it Biden's insurrection by the Jewish, and I call it the Jewsurrection. And I wrote down, these girls are ugly inside and out, grody, unsanitary, well-fed, gnarly, and snarly. And then a little while, this was like 5:30 this morning. A couple hours ago, Flounder said, oh, look at this Megyn Kelly. And Megyn Kelly's going to have a comment about these protesters. And I know this is chauvinistic and materialistic and everything else, but I mean, take a look at them. And now, Pete, you remember, this is not like the old days when the little hottie chick girls were the liberals. They weren't all unshaven and growing. These people are hideous. Have you seen? And it's mostly women.
Well, they're ugly, and they're fat, and they're losers, and they've taken it out on the rest of them.
Yeah, they're self-loathing and guilty and angry, and, I mean, oh, Lord. Anyway, victims by profession. Anyway, so I thought that was funny. You'll hear Megyn Kelly talk about that as well. Also, God, it's 3:10 already. I have to slow down. I'm so freaking worked up about everything. And I started even cleaning out stuff. Threw away my VA records that they send me right in the trash. Helped a lot. Now I got to figure out what the hell to do with a 300-pound box of Jack the Good Boy's ashes. Can't even move it. It's so heavy I can't even shove it over the side of the garage. I swear to God. Well, I didn't know I was going to do that. They said, you wanted his ashes? I said, yes, I want his ashes because I wanted to, send him do various stuff like that. And all of a sudden I come home and in the driveway is this cardboard box filled with that huge or the heavy plastic. It's like a tarpaulin filled with ashes, so you can't cut it. It won't rip open. And I swear to God, it weighs 300 pounds. I had to get on my knees and push for like 40 minutes to get it into the garage. And now I can it's just, I don't know what to do with that. I was going to come and get it.
If you take a Folgers coffee can every day on the way to work.
Yeah, I know.
And stop somewhere.
I'm gonna keep. I've kept some, and Jennifer made me a thing with his ashes and a horse. Anyway, but
you should. What you should do is have someone. And again, I can give you a hand if you need. Take them all to the stable and put them and toss them somewhere where he used to walk around.
I know, and in fact, the stable offered to have them buried there. Anyway, I'm sorry.
So there's your answer. I can give you a hand if you need to get them there.
Well, I'm just not. We'll never.
He's not looking for answers at this point.
No.
Just
to gripe about.
No. See, that's the thing. You guys are turning on me a lot lately. What happened in the old days when you used to like the camera? I mean, what the hell happened? Did I miss a meeting? I swear to God, I missed a freaking meeting. I bet you and those morning bastards are getting together. How are we going to get him out of here? What the hell are we going to do? He said he's lost and it's over. We got to get him out of here. Jeez. Tough crowd. Well, speaking of tough crowds, Donald Trump got the word from the judge that he will be able to go to his son's graduation. And just for kicks, I went onto the Twitter X thing, and the hate reaction to the president being able to go see his son graduate from high school. We'll talk about it. Also the thing about Bally Sports and the Michael Jordan. Is that a meme Flounder found? I thought that was a very, very funny little meme from some sports guys. We'll talk about that in a minute. What do you got there, Pete? I don't see what you're holding up there.
It's the changing of the manatee calendar to May. So
the May. By the way, we got a million May Day things. In fact, let me do a couple of them now off my. In fact, here's how things differently. I'll bet this message on my phone is from Comcast because I worked with a guy 45 minutes. Okay, just quickly, I looked up a whole bunch of different things about May Day. Oops-a-daisy, let me get to the beginning. Here we go. Okay, here's how different people define May Day, according to one quick website. May 1st, associated with the labor movement in the late 19th century after trade unions and socialist groups decided they would designate it as a day in support of the working class people. Okay, that's one observation. May Day was rooted in agriculture. Springtime festivities filled with song and dance celebrated the sown seeds in fields starting to sprout. Cattle were driven to pasture. Special bonfires were lit. The doors of houses and livestock were decorated with yellow May flowers. All right, so we got labor, we got agriculture. Another one, the calendar of the ancient Celts, I guess, not Celts, right? Celts. Easy to understand the importance of the first day of summer. The fire of Bel, or Beltane as it was called, celebrated with bonfires to welcome the new season known as May Day through the ages, remained the most important day of the folklore year. And for the record, after bloody incidents between workers and authorities, Congress of the United States passed legislation to establish the 1st of September as an official Labor Day in 1894, hoping to move away from the United International Working Class Russian Soviet communist celebration of May 1st. So they actually passed legislation so that people would stop celebrating May 1st, which was in this word, Communist International Inheritor of Traditions from Marx and Engels, published in 1848, The Traditions of May Day, calling upon workers to stop work on May Day, go into the streets, and demonstrate their growing strength and international solidarity for a shorter work day. That's like 5 different.
Happy Beltane to our pagan listeners.
That's right. We got it all covered. 3:15 already. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How's it going? Great to have you aboard. Look out. Here we go.
The Kimmer Show is only on Extra 106.3 every weekday afternoon on your drive home.
Which party has their hands in every aspect of your life, from birth to death? The Democrats.
And it's gotten worse. Look at everything. $5 a gallon. I mean, but wars,
telling
protests.
you what car you can drive and what you have to have an electric car in the next 30 years. You got to do this. You can't have a gas oven anymore.
That's right.
I mean, every aspect of your life, they're telling you what to do.
The Kimmer Show, every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
All right, look out. Here's the phone number. It's 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, good to have you. Love to have you talk. What do you think about this stuff? Can you believe this? Would you send your kid to one of these schools? Do you have a kid in one of these schools? And we have a new list of the new Ivy League schools, by the way, coming up. First, my list of way to keep your stuff safe and sound, unlike what the Kimmer did when he went to Florida to retire several years ago. Atlanta Safe House. You'll love these guys, Atlanta Safe House. In fact, on their website, atlantasafehouse.com, check out all their new beautiful models of pistol safes. A lot of folks don't think about that, but especially if you're driving around a lot, just for the safety's sake, and if you're maybe a newer gun owner and your family's a little nervous about that and getting excited about a whole new thing to do, a pistol safe is a great opportunity, make everybody happy, safe, and sound. And I bought a couple of gun safes from Atlanta Safe House. I wish I had taken them down to Florida, but that's where I lost my medical records, and the VA told me to go pound sand. But anyway, don't be like the Kimmer. My Social Security card, lost that many years ago, too, because I had it in my wallet, which I lost, and therefore, boom, pow. Keep that stuff in your safe. And it's not just the beautiful big gun safes or the big spinning dials and stuff. They have jewelry safes and business safes, high security safes. They can build you a vault door. They can build you a family storm shelter. Seriously, Jeff and Mark, they use off-duty police, firefighters, and military folks to give them a little extra something to say thanks for what you do to deliver your safe for you. They can bolt it from the inside into a concrete floor in basement or garage or someplace like they did for me. I've been doing this for decades. All the top brands, all the great prices, everything pretty much always on sale. Don't tell my soda because the prices are just so good. You'll love them. And Jeff and Mark, this is a non-woke company. Please tell them the Kimmer sent you. Their showroom is in Ackworth, atlantasafehouse.com.
Hey fans, Xander from Atlanta Painting Company here, and with spring on the horizon, the home team won't be the only ones painting corners in Atlanta. This spring, save 10% off all exterior projects and get a free color consultation. We understand how valuable your home is, so protect your investment with our industry-leading warranty and unmatched customer service. Don't just take our word for it. We have over 900 Google reviews telling you why we are the painters you can trust. Ready to get started? Visit us online at atlantapaintingcompany.com to schedule your free home consultation. The Atlanta Painting Company. Painters you can trust.
Marketing is everywhere. From the billboards on the highways to the notifications on your phone, we are constantly bombarded with people trying to sell us stuff. What makes good marketing? Are you doing enough in your life personally and professionally to market yourself? You have questions, and the Marketing Madmen have answers. Tune in every Saturday, now at 4 p.m., right here on Extra 106.3 to get practical marketing advice from expert guests who are shaping and reshaping the business world. They say marketing is a madman's game. Join the Marketing Madmen every Saturday at 4 p.m. to find out why.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911. Online at stopmyed.com.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But if you could get both, why not? Especially when it comes to healthcare. And that's MediShare. You get both. Many families save $500 a month switching to MediShare, and that's huge. But it's also true people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. And that's because MediShare works. It's been around for more than 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge PPO network. So, yeah, really, you could save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or you're part of the gig economy or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. Here's the number. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Hey Atlanta, it's Ben, host of the Weekend Ben Burnett Show, proudly brought to you by Peach State Pride. Each and every weekend, we bring you all the issues going on around the globe and what America's ultimate role is in order to drive our agenda forward as conservatives. And if you ever miss an episode, you can download everything I've ever done on Apple, Spotify, or you can go to the podcast park. See you around, Atlanta.
Look out, here we go. 321. It's only me. It's only the Kimmett here with Pete and Vonda. What's this, Wednesday? Wednesday.
Yes.
It's Gordon Lightfoot on this day 1 year ago today. The Canadian singer-songwriter Gordon Lightfoot died at 84. His number one British hit, If You Could Read My Mind, and the 74 American number one single, Sundown, this one. The Lightfoot albums achieved gold and multi-platinum status internationally, been recorded by other artists. Guess who did Lightfoot on their 68 album Wheatfield Soul, with many Lightfoot song titles. Gordon Lightfoot dead last year on this day at 84.
First single I ever bought, Sunday.
Really? Huh.
Yep.
I sort of like the Edmund Fitzgerald one, to be honest with you. I mean, I think I got tired of it after all was played. I mean, boy, was that played on the radio. Holy cow. But you know, good. No shame. 84 is pretty good, though. Let's see. I'm not sure if I'll take 84 right now. I'm probably lucky to take 79.
Hey, I actually bought that single at a Rich's department store at South DeKalb Mall.
Oh, Rich's. Yeah. Man, that's where I went. That's where you'd go. You went to Rich's.
Yeah,
for everything. Rich's, Macy's, but you went to Rich's. I mean, that's where you started. Anyway. Oh, well, time gone by. 323, Julie Benz birthday. Julie Benz is 52. She played Rita Bennett on Dexter, that kind of mousy blonde chick with the kid and the wife and the thing, and she ended up in a bad way on the show Dexter. Sci-fi fans may know her also from Defiance, Angel, and No Ordinary Family. Julie Benz, 52. Okay, and on history, we got kind of a Civil War era thing here for just a second. 1863, the Battle of Chancellorsville, Virginia, lasted 4 days. General Robert E. Lee's forces clashed with the Union Army led by General Joseph Hooker, and in one battle, Chancellorsville, 1863, Confederate General Stonewall Jackson was mortally wounded by his own men. 1863. 1867, Reconstruction in the South began on the same day, registering black voters. And on the same day, 10 years later, 1877, President Rutherford B. Hayes withdrew all federal troops from the South, officially ending Reconstruction. And ever since then, the Democrats have been ticked off that we took away their slaves and tried to make us suffer for it. 324, how's it going? 404-741-1230. 404-741-1230. Donald Trump's campaigning. And by the way, he's going to be campaigning on all the stuff. And we'll maybe get some sound bites later. But I saw him a little while ago. He was saying, like, boy, when I get back to be president again, this law and order stuff, we're going to be supporting our police officers again. Yay! I mean, everything that's going on right now is a Trump campaign theme. Everything. The Jew haters, the protests taking over. I mean, oh my God. It's like, it's exactly in reverse. Well, actually kind of similar too, and you know, when Nixon was running against the protesters, but it was a whole different thing. But still, I think this is only going to help Donald Trump. I think it only helped Donald Trump. He was in Wisconsin. I think he's going to Chicago next, later on today. He got a break in court today. But let's see. A couple of things. Apparently, Brown University has caved into the protesters in exchange for administrators taking... Oh, this is really cool. Demonstrators said they would close their encampment at Brown University in exchange for administrators taking a vote to consider divestment from Israel in October. It marked the first time a U.S. college has agreed to vote on divestment in the wake of protests on campus. Brown University, congratulations, you're number one. You're the first brought to Ivy League, baby. Oh, okay, we'll vote. Please don't hurt you little freaking.
Why are they kowtowing to the student? The students are not the ones paying the tuition. It's their parents.
Yeah.
Why do you care what the students think?
Or the professional protesters. Again, there's been video all over the place of activists who are pro. We've told before, these are all professionals showing up for all these
There's a
things.
funny tweet here. There's a video of all the protesters being taken to jail in a big bus. And the guy says, imagine being $300K in debt with a felony record and no diploma because TikTok said it was cool to hate Jews.
Let's all get together.
Yeah.
Hey, we're having a meeting. Oh, my God. I mean, there you are. It's just, it's hard to believe. Brown has always prided herself on resolving differences through dialogue, debate, and listening to each other. I cannot condone the encampment, which was in violation of university policies. Also, I have concerns about the escalation in inflammatory rhetoric. I appreciate the sincere efforts on the part of our students to take steps to prevent further escalation. So they're going to vote on getting rid of anything Jewish, including the Jewish students. Are they going to shoot them or bury them alive? Or
They're banning them. They're keeping them out of classes.
Yeah, that's right. Again, if this had been a black guy trying to get into class,
there's a video of Palestinian supporters throwing water on a black cop.
Oh, God. And shouting N-words and a pig and Nazi and all. I mean, this is, and again, there's like 9 different things. It may have started with the Hamas business in October 7th, but this is a whole different kind of protest thing now, and all the professionals are adding all kinds of other things into it. You had to expect it. We knew that was going to happen. Fordham University, also in New York City, has a new tent city up now. So they're going crazy at Fordham. And we'll try to keep you posted on all of that. But let's see. And again, University of North Carolina put their flag back up, which was pretty moving. Let's do the mayor soundbite here, Flounder, if you have it. Mayor Adams in New York City. Again, this is the guy who was asking for it because they wanted to make sure his city took care of all the illegal immigrants and so forth, and everything's, anti-cop and everything else. And all of a sudden, his city goes nuts because of this stuff. And here's an actual comment which sounded almost like an actually concerned, patriotic American citizen with the mayor of New York City.
And another significant part of the video was at the end. That's our flag, folks. Don't take over our buildings and put another flag up. That may be fine to other people, but it's not to me. My uncle died defending this country. And these men and women put their lives on the line. And it's despicable that schools will allow another country's flag to fly in our country. So blame me for being proud to be an American. And I thank Commissioner Daughtry for putting that flag back up. We're not surrendering our way of life to anyone.
The mayor of New York.
He morphed into Lee Greenwood there for a second.
All of a sudden, I love these politicians. All of a sudden, they have to put up or shut up without offending the other side. And by the way, President Stupidface can't do it. He can't pull it off. President Joe Jewhater has now basically disappeared. And the last video they showed of him leaving the White House to go to Air Force or to Chopper One or whatever, he was flanked on both sides by his staff members, so nobody could get to him or even come close to asking him a question.
The White House press secretary was pressed too, and the only thing she could say is he's monitoring the situation.
Yeah, he'll be monitoring the situation, okay. And then she'll say, well, he's spoken out on the issues. We know where the president stands. This is not something. Oh, please. You freaking pansy, coward, sissy bastard. I mean, this is outrageous. He should be screaming from the rooftops. How could the president of the if this had been Donald Trump, again, let's just change it around. What do you think Donald Trump would be doing right now with all this stuff going on in America and across the campuses? How do you think Donald Trump would be reacting from the White House?
2 words, National Guard.
There you go. And by the way, I still think if you guys have never smelled tear gas on a college campus, I guess they don't do it. You haven't done it in 50 years.
Bring some in. We'll do it. Do it on the air.
Well, of course, what they really did when I was at Parris Island, they have the gas chamber. You have to go through the gas chamber. with a gas mask on, then you take it off this thing from the halls of Montezuma, and you start going nuts about 2 seconds into. Oh, it's horrible. You look, Google the gas chamber at Parris Island. Oh my God, was that something?
Scratch that last idea. I could see having to abandon the whole building. Everybody have to evacuate.
Oh man, I'll tell you what. I really Googled the Parris Island boot camp gas chamber. Oh my God, coming out of that thing. Oh my God. All right, 3:30, Karen, Pete, and Flounder.
Luke, I am your father.
Oh, mercy.
Stream Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, Glenn Beck, Fox News, and even NASCAR on Sundays. Anywhere on the Extra 106.3 app. Download the app now and get 24/7 access to the live stream, the latest news, and everything you need to know about Atlanta's only conservative talk station. Download the Extra 106.3 app for Apple or Android and check out even more great original content at thepodcastpark.com.
Hey golfers, the next time you're looking for a quality course to play with a great variety of hole layouts and elevation changes that demand every shot in your bag, then you've got to line up a tee time at Wolf Creek Golf Course. Since 2001, Wolf Creek has earned a reputation as one of the most challenging and most fun golf course experiences out there. Wolf Creek is conveniently located just 10 minutes west of the Atlanta airport and only 15 minutes southeast of downtown Atlanta. When you play golf at Wolf Creek, you'll find beautiful natural scenery and excellent turf from the tee boxes to the fairways to the greens, with top-notch Bermuda grass in tournament condition. After your round, Wolf Creek offers a patio area for your group to enjoy a 19th-hole gathering. Golf Digest selected Wolf Creek previously as one of the best golf courses to play in the Atlanta area. To book a tee time, please visit wolfcreekgc.com or call 404-344-1334. That's 404-344-1334. wolfcreekgc.com.
From now until Mother's Day, Solomon Brothers Jewelers is offering an exclusive deal. Receive a complimentary Big Green Egg Grill with any qualifying jewelry purchase. It's the perfect opportunity to fulfill Mom's wish list with the stunning pieces like a diamond tennis bracelet, diamond stud earrings, or a timeless eternity band, all crafted to last a lifetime. Plus, while you're treating Mom, why not treat yourself too? Take home a Big Green Egg Grill courtesy of Georgia Spa Company. But wait, this deal isn't just for Mom. Whether you're celebrating a birthday, welcoming a new addition to your family, or simply want to show someone special how much you love them, this offer is for you too. Our incredible showrooms guarantee that you'll find the perfect gift for your mom or loved one at just the right price. So visit us anytime now until Mother's Day at any of our 3 locations in Buckhead, Alpharetta, or Peachtree City and find the perfect gift for any occasion with the extra gift for yourself of a free Big Green Egg Grill. Online at SolomonBrothers.com or on Instagram at Solomon Brothers.
Get ready for unfiltered conversations on The Janelle King Show, where we tackle the topics that you won't hear at your family gatherings, but they're absolutely crucial for a strong republic. Don't miss us live every Saturday at 3 p.m. and every Sunday at 9 a.m. right here on Extra 106.3. But if you can't tune in, that's okay. You can catch new episodes every Tuesday on the Podcast Park or wherever you prefer to get your podcasts. Join us for these discussions, and I can't wait to meet you there.
This is Dan Watkins with All Four Seasons. We've always been Atlanta's best at installing and servicing garage and entry doors, but you would be surprised at how many windows we've installed as well. So we're proud to announce a new division, All Four Seasons Windows. We now have the ability to make sure every opening in your house is safe, energy efficient, and looks darn good. So give us a call today to schedule your free sales consultation. Find out how you can decrease your energy bills and increase the beauty and value of your home with All Four Seasons garage, entry doors, and windows.
The Pinkster, Floyd Rooney, my man, Dark Side O, 334, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 2013 on this day, a Minnesota man was accused of pretending to be a member of Pink Floyd at a U.S. hospital. He said, yeah, I'm with Pink Floyd. He racked up a medical bill of $100,000. 53-year-old guy went for treatment April 20th, claimed he was Pink Floyd singer-guitar player David Gilmour, and he didn't have any health insurance. They treated and released him from St. Cloud Hospital not before he signed an autograph for the guy's son. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, you see my picture over there. Yeah, that's me. Our birthday list includes the weird Dan Florek. Dan Florek is 74. He was Captain Kragen on Law & Order SVU and stuff. But before that, he was that geeky sales guy who was having married Roz, the secretary of the blonde guy on L.A. Law, Arnie. And his secretary was Roz, and Dan Florek played the bald, really geeky salesman who sold everything by mail and had conventions and stuff. Anyway, he's a good actor, 74 years old. I couldn't believe it, though, when he went from a geeky goofball to a tough police lieutenant leader type guy. But good for him. And on May Day 335, a May Day in Cuba this day, 1961, Fidel Castro tells his citizens there will be no need for elections anymore. The revolution, he said, has no time for elections, straight out of the Nancy Pelosi playbook. He told the 10,000 loving Democrats, Jew haters just like ours, that Cuba now is a socialist country in 61. All Roman Catholic priests are to be expelled. All Catholic schools and private schools are now nationalized for the one-party system, just like today's American Democrats. That's where they got their start. Incredible. 1961. No need for elections, really. We'll just have the one-sided, the one party, and really makes it so much easier. It really.
They say you elect socialism at the ballot box, and you have to have bullets to get rid of them.
Yeah, there you are. And once again, we're heading that way. It's getting pretty nasty and ugly out there. A lot of this protest stuff going on. I'm not even sure where. Is that Trump Live? Flounder, let's take Donald Trump live. He's in Wisconsin. I think it may not be live.
They were handed those signs by people.
Mr. President.
At least they should make them a little different lettering, different colors. But they don't. No, it's a whole big hoax going on. But it's a shame. And Biden should speak out. He should speak out. He should say something because nobody knows where he is. He's definitely against Israel. But I don't think, she said, he has no idea where he is.
He's really playing the crowd. This is Trump at his best, just
All right,
goofing around.
I still have the chief here with me. You hear him talking about...
Going back to their noon show or 3 o'clock show, whatever. Anyway, he's campaigning in Wisconsin. He's going to Chicago later. 404-741-1230. 404-741-1230 if you'd like to join us. What do you think about this stuff? I mean, it's really unbelievable. Flounder, let's play that Clueless Girl soundbite, too, from Columbia. This is freaking hysterical. When they took over, it was a lot of stuff last night. Police finally moved him out. You heard the mayor of New York, Adams, a little while ago, talking about how, we got to save our flag and stuff like that, what it meant. It's one of these clueless idiots, a so-called protester, was making another demand before they all die.
Hold on, I got to get it ready here.
Sorry.
Give me 2 minutes.
All right, this girl was, one of the protesters was talking with a reporter, and she said the students are asking for a commitment from Columbia so that we don't die, basically. This girl, you're going to hear, worked as a political strategist for leftist and progressive causes, including a firm trapped by Mayor de Blasio for his mayoral campaign in 2013.
Got it ready.
And this is the girl who talked to the reporter about what they demand to be able to do while they're protesting against
Why should the university be obligated to provide food to people who've taken over a building?
First of all, we're saying that they're obligated to provide food to students who pay for a meal plan here.
But you mentioned that there was a request that food and water be brought in, unless I misunderstood.
To allow it to be brought in. I guess it's ultimately a question of what kind of community and obligation Columbia feels it has to its students. Do you want students to die of dehydration and starvation or get severely ill, even if they disagree with you? If the answer is no, then you should allow basic, it's crazy to say because we're on an Ivy League campus, but this is like basic humanitarian aid we're asking for. Like, could people please have a glass of water?
They did put themselves in that very deliberately in that situation and in that position. So it seems like you're sort of saying, we want to be revolutionaries. We want to take over this building. Now, would you please bring us food?
Nobody's asking them to bring anything. We're asking them to not violently stop us from bringing in basic humanitarian aid.
Oh, we just don't want you to stop. There's bathrooms in the building, and they all have sinks. You're not going to die of dehydration. Plus, you think you're going to be there for like a month? Come on, girlie. God almighty. I mean, these people, these freaking entitled, lazy, shiftless, unaccountable, never have to suffer for a consequence of their actions. Obviously, helicopter parents involved with these. Oh my God. I mean, it's just hysterical if it weren't so hideous.
And where are the parents?
I know.
Interview the parents and ask them, did you teach your kids to hate Jews, or did they come up when they got to college?
Yeah. I mean, where did this... And by the way... I think we're going to come back. There's a list now. Forbes came out with a list of alternative, so-called the new Ivies, new colleges that people ought to take a look at, including Georgia Tech's on there, way up high on the list.
Patrick's on the horn. He's got an idea how to get rid of these kids.
All right, Patrick, you're on the radio, my friend. Welcome aboard. What's up?
I think we ought to do old school, Kimmer.
Yeah?
Yeah, go up there with some paddles and belts and flip-flops and switches and, give them something they never had as a
switch.
child.
I think I'd drag one of them by the scruff of the neck into the nearby woods and say, you cut your own switch, and I'm going to snap the back of your legs with that baby. And if you don't cut a big one, by God, I'll cut it myself, which is what my mother said more than once in my childhood.
No, let's not take them to the back of the woods. Let's take them to the front of the line and be a public showing of saying, now who's next?
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. And again, everybody said, well, you can't call for violence again. Well, I used to have hats, and I've still got hats and sweatshirts that say give war a chance. I mean, sometimes you stand up to a bully, and again, ladies and girls, I will tell you this too, including young girls, if you're having a problem with a bully and you want to end it, bullies normally hate the sight of their own blood. So even if you're a girl and somebody's terrorizing you, or another girl terrorizing you, a pop right in the end of the nose makes it bleed real fast. And as soon as they see their own blood, chances are that they're going to be leaving you alone. And we had to stand up to these people. This is more than just blocking the entrance. This is violence. This is breaking stuff. This is threatening. I mean, this is the kids who get $90,000 to go to school can't safely walk across their campus. I mean, they've been throwing things at people, beating. Do you see what at UCLA? My God, it was a riot. Hitting and beating and with clubs and sticks and barrels and, unbelievable, breaking boards over people's heads. It was unbelievable. Just nonsense. Tear gas them, baby. Get them all the hell out of there. Give them a toast. And those you do capture, charge them with an actual crime. And by the way, anybody who is not a legal citizen of this country and got caught in these protests needs to be deported as soon as they serve their jail time. Whether it's 24 hours for trespassing or whatever, boom, you put them on a bus to get them the hell out of America. If you come in here illegally and break laws in our country, you do not deserve the right to stay here.
Fox News is...
Patrick, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. God bless you, sir. 342.
Fox News has a list of needs the protesters at UCLA are demanding. Here we go.
Demanding, okay.
Vegan and gluten-free food.
God forbid they have a tummy upset while they're protesting again. Oh, my God.
Not just flashlights with strobe lights attached, but super bright strobe lights so they can attack the police with them. That's what they want us to give them.
Strobe lights? I don't think so.
They want rope and zip ties, so they're planning to tie people up, probably more janitors. They want helmets, shields, and wood. They want lotion, but no sunscreen. They want lotion. So I guess they need some KY or something.
Well, it takes the lotion. It takes the lotion, and it just
on the skin, unless it gets the hose again.
It rubs itself.
And not only do they want the KY jelly, but they want the knee. They want the knee.
God, they're going to sodomize the rest.
Well, they're long nights on these protests. Long nights.
And they all like it. Well, never mind.
They want knee and elbow pads to kind of cushion the blow.
When goes together with a KY.
When you're down on your hands and knees.
Oh, my God. Oh, this can't be real. That's a Babylon Bee. You're kidding me.
It's Fox News. I don't know.
Oh, my Lord. Oh, my God.
No bagels, though. No bagels.
Oh, that's freaking hysterical.
Got to be gluten-free bagels.
Oh, gluten. Oh, my God. Although, I make fun of it, but both my daughters cannot eat gluten food. They swear if they eat gluten food, that their stomach goes and they can't walk around the room. I'm sure.
When did this happen?
That's what I said. When the hell did this all happen? He said, well, it's always been there. We just didn't realize it. I said, no, that's not true. Baloney. I remember that when you were 9 or 14. Come on.
The human race survived on wheat pretty much for centuries.
Yeah. Plus, we were drinking out of somebody's hose on the side of your garage all our lives, too. And we came, come on. It's 3:45 already. Holy cow. Oh, Megyn Kelly's coming up with an observation, which I think we can mostly pretty much agree. And also the story, I saw it and I didn't even want to cover it. And Flounder brought it to me because it's making way too much attention of the father in New Jersey and the 6-year-old son on the treadmill. It's horrifying. We'll talk about it so I don't have to talk about it a lot later on. 3:45, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder right here.
It's time for your Georgia headlines presented by RBM of Atlanta, your Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
Fulton County Commissioner Khadija Abdur-Rahman allegedly used campaign funds for personal expenses during 2 previous campaigns. The State Ethics Board has recommended Attorney General Chris Carr take action against the Democrat Fulton County Commissioner Abdur-Rahman, who earlier this year stated, "We are stewards of the taxpayer dollars," defended her ethics violation by claiming she is not good in bookkeeping and not good at math. Rides may be scarce today as Uber and Lyft drivers in Atlanta join the national May Day strike. Drivers in the Atlanta area employed by both Uber and Lyft are participating in a national day of action. They seek fair pay, protection against deactivation, and the establishment of a union to address workplace sexual harassment and assault. No specific timetable for the strike has been disclosed.
For more on Georgia politics and the latest breaking news, follow Extra 1063 on social media or download the Extra 1063 app.
I enjoy a good night's sleep, and I like to breathe while I'm sleeping. My wife appreciates that, too. That's why I wear a CPAP. You want the right machine. You want expert advice. You want all the supplies that go with it. You get it all at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. Machines, masks, tubing, filters, cleaning supplies, all of it, and they ship nationwide. Walk-ins, by the way, are welcome. CPAPs, etc. Alpharetta, CPAPSETC.com.
Well, Michael, I want to thank you for your time, but unfortunately, we can't offer you the position.
Why?
Well, we got the results of your background check, and quite frankly, we were concerned.
About what?
Apparently, you were arrested for throwing a shopping cart at a customer?
In my defense, he had it coming.
At Horizon Background Screening, we find things that other companies don't. That's why companies that use us make smarter hiring decisions. Don't let the wrong hire put your company at risk. Get the real story on your candidates at horizonscreening.com.
Tax season can be stressful, but it's also a wake-up call. It's time to think beyond April and plan for your future. At Master Plan Retirement Consultants, we're not just advisors, we're your partners in building a secure retirement. At Master Plan Retirement Consultants, we understand the challenges Georgians face. That's why we offer personalized strategies to maximize your retirement income, minimize taxes, and ensure you never outlive your assets. Join the Master Plan family and let us guide you through every financial milestone. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your appointment today. Master Plan Retirement Consultants, where your journey and destination are both important. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's Pete, and here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
There was a headline, "The Long History of Older and Younger People Not Seeing Eye to Eye," Washington Post. I read the whole story. Nowhere, predictably, did the writer actually explain what is going on here and the reason the young and the old don't see eye to eye First of all, the older people have experience, the greatest teacher out there. These protesters, these stupid, mindless, useful, idiot protesters really have no idea how ignorant they are. And nobody can convince them because their minds are not yet developed to the point they can engage in rational thought.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Hold on. I can't find my pen there. There we go. 3:40. 3:50 actually. I had to 10 before 4 o'clock. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230 and Barry White, baby. 2003. Soul singer Barry White suffered a stroke while he was being treated for kidney failure. 2003, the singer died 2 months later on the 4th of July. Barry White, 2003. And had some pipes. The birthday list today includes Jamie Dornan, who played Christian on 50 Shades of Grey. Jamie Dornan is 42. And there was another one. There was a 50 Shades of, or 50 Darker Shades of Grey or something. And then those funny black guys did a takeoff on like almost 50 Shades of Grey or 50 Shades of Blue or Black or something or other. It was pretty funny. It was a satire on the whole thing. And not Key and Peele maybe, but maybe the two brothers. I can't remember. Anyway, just for the record, 351. And our history list today includes a couple of building type things. 1884, construction began on the first 10-story building in America. 1884, first 10-story building was in Chicago, where I was up on top of the Hancock building, 100 floors up, on a window washer ledge outside the building where you could just jump off. It had a waist-high bar on it, and that's it. Totally open, no glass, no way. You were totally open to the elements, 100 floors up. Holy cow, was that fun doing a TV story. That was 1884 Chicago. And then on the same day, 1931, there was a dedication ceremony for the Empire State Building in New York, 102 stories tall, the tallest building in the world. At that point, 351. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. More protests. We'll have updates for you and through the day because that's what's going on. President Jew Hader has now canceled $6 billion more in student loans for 317,000 American art school students. Says they don't think taxpayers who didn't benefit from the higher education system should be on the hook for helping relieve that debt. And the GOP is using Biden's student loan forgiveness to push back on its relief. Thousands engaging in anti-Israel protests on their campuses. Are they going to get their money back? Would you cancel their student loans? And if they're illegal, would you let them stay in the country and get all the free stuff? Oh, man.
Democrats will.
It's absolutely. That's the plan. It's working.
You mentioned the Babylon Bee and what they're up to.
Yeah,
they got a photo of the woman, the protester wanting food,
wanted water, food, and water.
It says history repeats itself as communists run out of food.
Idiots. You babies, you freaking cryberries. Oh, God. Anyway, and I made the observation this morning, and I wrote down the things that they're ugly inside and out. They're grody, unsanitary, well-fed, though, and gnarly and snarly is what I was calling the protesters. And son of a gun, when I come into the studio, Flounder says, guess what? We got Megyn Kelly wondering what the hell is wrong with these ugly people right here. Megyn Kelly making an observation that we're all making. And they definitely haven't missed a meal or two. I know that.
And by the way, why are they so unattractive? I really legitimately want to know. Why are all the protesters so homely? I don't think they're unconnected. I'm not going to lie. I think attractive, smart people are not drawn to this nonsense. They're living their lives being successful. It's the unattractive and or dumb people who feel the need to do this to feel like they matter. Sorry, hard truth.
Hard truth. Well, for the record, some reaction I looked up on X. A girl named Gladys said she was talking to her daughter. Me to my daughter. Are there big protests on your campus? No. Why? It's University of California, Santa Barbara. So, well, protests are for ugly people. We don't have those. University of Cal in Santa Barbara. Another, where's the lie? She's telling the truth. They all look like characters escaped Arkham Asylum in Gotham City. Another, hard truth. She nails it. Good for Megan, not be afraid to see what we're all seeing with our own eyes. Liberalism destroys a person on all levels, mind, body, and soul. Another, this is hysterical. Tips for protesters to make sure you're appealing. 1, reject Marxism. 2, buy, read, and reread books by Ann Coulter. 3, buy a gym membership and use it. 4, search basic hygiene tips. Embrace your God-given sex. Ladies, search makeup tutorial on YouTube. Search finishing school near me. Search books by Miss Manners and Emily Post. And stop signing up for gender studies and poli-sci classes at school. Take useful courses that make you employable and a better person. My God. But look at them.
When do we get to the point where frat boys, Animal House frat boys, are the most responsible people on campus?
Yeah. And again, they stood up. Of course, it was the University of North Carolina where we had the thing where they put the flag up and they sang the national anthem. You didn't see a lot of them do it. Now, I think the police did it in New York. The police put the American flag back up in New York at City College. We got
a transcript of what happened there at UNC. Let me read it here for you.
All right, sir.
Gentlemen, I'm not going to sit here and stand for you bad-mouthing the United States of America. Gentlemen.
I don't know about you. 355. By the way, Forbes magazine or a company, whatever they are now, has come out with a list for parents who now have kids ready to go to college and wondering, well, geez, I don't know where, even if you have the money and you want to go to a prestigious school and you're thinking, God, who wants to go now? Who's going to sign up for all these places where this is going on? Brown just caved in. Admitted they'll take a vote on getting rid of anything Jewish on the campus this fall. They call them public Ivies. The new Ivy League colleges are the new Ivies, and in alphabetical order, the public Ivies, there's 3 of them. Actually, there's more than that, but they're the top 3 in alphabetical order, according to Forbes, the new Ivy League colleges. Binghamton University, that's in New York State, this is by alphabet. 2, Georgia Institute of Technology, Georgia Tech. And 3, University of Florida. They also mention University of Illinois, University of Maryland, University of Michigan, University of North Carolina, which we just talked about, where they put the flag back up and sang the national anthem, University of Texas at Austin, and University of Virginia. And it says here, University of Wisconsin in Madison. Well, that's where Donald Trump was a moment ago, but they've had protests too. I saw them last night out there. Anyway, but they're saying those are the public new Ivy League type colleges. The private ones, I just mentioned a few. Again, they're alphabetical, so it's hard to rank them all. They list Boston College, Carnegie Mellon, Emory, Georgetown, Johns Hopkins, Northwestern, Rice, Notre Dame, Southern Cal, and Vanderbilt. Just for the record. Yeah, Rice. Anyway, 357 here with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. We got a little Flounder's Funny there, Flounder. Forgot for Nucky's Hoagies. Coming up with also Pete's Tweets and Holy Crap at Sports and AI type stuff and all kinds of good things. At 357 with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. And a reaction to Donald Trump going to see his kid on his graduation get pretty ugly, too.
If you are trans or you support trans or you know trans, I love you. I love trans people. I just think you're fucking weird. I think you're fucking weird.
Oh, boy.
And I think that's okay. Because if I told the trans person, hey, trans person, check this out. I actually think God came to earth 2,000 years ago, and then they murdered him, and then they hung him up on a cross, and then he rose again back to life, and I still talk to that guy every day. I bet the trans person would be like, I go, right? Sounds a little weird to you. I don't go around going, you're Christian phobic, and cry. No, I'm weird. And if I'm honest, I like trans women better than I like regular women, if I'm honest. Have you ever met a trans woman? They're great. They're like dudes.
Got a whole different attitude, I guess, really. By the way, Flounder's telling me that the frat boys at UNC, Pi Kappa Phi, who raised Old Glory after the Palestinian Jew haters raised their own Jew-hating flag, well, there's been a fundraiser, and somebody has already, and counting, come up with almost $60,000 so they can have a party. So their fraternity can have a party, and I don't know where the money's going or who. I mean, but there's somebody raised this almost $60,000 and growing. which is kind of cool. Also, this was pretty funny, too. Flounder found... Oh, now I can't find it, I'll bet you. Oh, I hate when it does this. Flounder found a little funny kind of a sports thing, and if I have time, yes, I do. I can work this in real quickly. Here we go. A news reporter asked Michael Jordan if he thought the 90s Chicago Bulls could beat LeBron's Lakers. Michael Jordan, sure. Reporter, by how much? Michael Jordan, 2 or 3 points. The reporter says, 2 or 3 points? Gee, why so close? And Michael Jordan says, well, most of us are almost 60 now. That's probably an oldie but a goodie, but it popped up on my phone.
Good.
And then imagine my surprise when all of a sudden Bally Sports disappears. Trying to watch a baseball game, and I guess he went bankrupt, and Infinity Comcast said, you're out. We can't make a contract with you anymore. So what are we supposed to do?
Braves games.
I
have Braves games.
Yeah, on what? On where?
Fubo. Streaming.
Oh, the streaming. I got to get that app on my watch. God, well, I'll get the app next with the Kimmer Pete and Flounder coming up at 4 o'clock. Wait to hear about the latest with my Comcast and my email, dear God. 4 o'clock.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
Hundreds of arrests aren't stopping protests on more college campuses. Lisa Brady, Fox News. New York's Fordham University handing out suspension letters to students who've set up tents inside a building on the school's Manhattan campus just a day after students occupying a building at Columbia University were cleared out by police.
There's only about a dozen of them, but there were several students inside. They were part of this Gaza Solidarity encampment. They said they got the idea from Columbia, right, where this all started. We've been there for days. Divest from Israel is written here. Faculty for Palestine is written, and they've been kind of banging back and forth on the glass to try and communicate with those protesters who once again are being told if they don't get out of here, then the police could possibly move in.
Fox's Alexis McAdams, the White House repeating that protests must be peaceful and lawful, but no comment from President Biden himself, who has a campaign event today in D.C. Former President Trump hits the trail on a day off from his criminal trial in New York, which he calls a witch hunt, along with the other cases against him.
Well, they're trying this weaponization of the Justice Department stuff. So far, that hasn't been working too well because we have the highest poll numbers we've ever had. People get it.
Holding a rally in Wisconsin first and heading next to Michigan. Reassuring words from Fed Chief Jay Powell, who's rejecting fear of stagflation, low economic growth and high inflation.
The inflation data received so far this year have been higher than expected. Although some measures of short-term inflation expectations have increased in recent months, longer-term inflation expectations appear to remain well anchored.
So while the Fed's not ready to cut interest rates, Powell calls a rate hike unlikely, sparking a relief rally on Wall Street. But it didn't really last. The Dow up just 86 points at the bell after rallying more than 500 points a short time ago. The S&P and the NASDAQ in the red. America is listening to Fox News.
Don't let everyday aches and pains keep you from living your best life.
I don't think I really understood what people meant when they talked about pain until I started feeling it myself.
Start feeling better every day with Relief Factor, a daily supplement designed to support your body's fight against aches and pains.
Not only do I move better without pain, I just feel better.
Created by doctors, Relief Factor uses a unique formula of natural ingredients that target 4 metabolic pathways to address pain. Relief Factor doesn't just mask aches and pains, it helps reduce or even eliminate them.
Today, I do the things I love, and it doesn't occur to me to think about pain.
You can feel the difference all day, every day.
Join the over 1 million people who have tried Relief Factor's 3-week Quick Start Kit. It's only $19.95 and comes with our Feel Better or Your Money Back guarantee. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
If you're traveling to the North Country Fair, where the winds hit heavy on the borderline.
I'd rather hear Christine, but it's all right.
Remember me.
I love it.
To one who lives there.
This sounds like the guy that you put on my Music Magic stick that I didn't like, but we thought we would like. Tom Waite. This sounds like Tom Waite. Doesn't it?
Wait.
No.
Oh. Wasn't that Tom Waite?
Waite has a much more raspy, kind of deeper
Yeah, but
voice.
it's that same kind of, that sort of a talking song.
Spoken word almost in a sense. Yeah.
I mean, that's what reminded me of the Tom Waite song, the one that you put on there. This is Mick Fleetwood. And on this day, 1984, the drummer Mick Fleetwood.
No, wait, I got this wrong. This is I'm playing the wrong song. Good Lord.
Well, I don't know what you're playing. I thought this might have been Mick. Well, there we go.
That was way off.
Now we're talking. Christine, baby. She calls me baby every night on the way home, and I feel great. She calls me baby, and I get all mushy, and I pretend she's sitting next to me, draping her arm around my neck and her thighs, rubbing mine as I'm driving my speed car as fast as I can.
TMI.
TMI, baby. And nothing, if you've never had the chance to sit and have a pretty girl in a bench seat sitting next to you with your hand on her thigh, and she's got her arm draped all over you and looking like, man, you rule the freaking world.
Before you do your music thing there, how long did it take you to get out of the parking deck yesterday?
Oh, dear Lord. Holy crapping crap. And coming in today, they blocked, everything's blocked off. Gee, I mean, oh my God.
It wasn't their fault. It was the idiot with the truck and the trailer behind it who pulled into the parking deck.
Yeah, who pulled in. No way you can park. You can't, this live parking deck, you can't park. Okay, you have to make a screaming like a 9-time U-turn to be able to get straight enough to get in the gate. And this guy shows up with a 900-foot trailer and thinks he could park here. So it took him an hour to back up 19-time back up, and he finally got out of here. Good
a
Lord.
14-point turnaround, and then he thought he was going to get ahead of me. It's like, oh
Pete goosed it. Yeah, Pete, and I got stuck. Pete goosed around him by missing by an inch, and I got stuck behind. Oh my God! And then the road was blocked off there, and I had to go all the way around the wrong way too. I had to make a U-turn and come back because I took that first left, and it's blocked off for the other. I mean, it's a nightmare. And same thing today. So roads are blocked off, and it's, oh, God.
And the 45-year-old goth people, they're still in goth gear at 45 years old. It's
a show last night, and these were, I was kind of afraid to take videos to post. It didn't look like a happy crowd to me. I don't know. There's a lot of black fingernails and belly button showing, and I don't know. Sorry. 406. Anyway, Fleetwood Mac drummer Mick filed for bankruptcy on this day in 1984. He had spent thousands of dollars on cocaine every month and refused to listen to his advisors. He bought a bunch of homes, $500,000 place in Hawaii, $2 million farm outside of Australia, Sydney place. Anyway, so he had filed bankruptcy. Okay, our quick couple of history type things here. We got a lot of war news in today's news for some reason. 2003, on this day, came back to haunt him. The famous video and the picture of President W. Bush on the aircraft carrier Abraham Lincoln off the coast of California, announcing to the world, "We won. The war in Iraq is over. Victory." Well, the major part maybe of the combat, but remember they came back to haunt him when they used it politically against him. The victory. What are you talking about? That was in 2003. Same day, 1941. It was simple and brilliant. The U.S. Marines in the Pacific Theater, World War II, started recruiting Navajo Indians to serve as their communications links as the code talkers, unbreakable combat voice. I think they called them the wind talkers in the movie, but they were the code talkers from World War II, the Navajo Indians. Let's see, 407, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? 404-741-1230, 741-1230. You mentioned, just quickly, we got more stuff here on the protests and all that kind of thing. Also, the Donald Trump reaction to this thing. And if he goes live again, we're going to cover it for you, too. He's campaigning. He was in Wisconsin, and he may have left now to go to Chicago. We'll keep you posted. Anyway, Pete mentioned yesterday your email was all messed up for something. And today, and I realized, I'm looking at my phone today, and I realized I have not received an email on either my Comcast email or my AT&T.com email in weeks. And for some reason, I look at it and I say, oh, yeah, I remember that one. And I didn't realize that. Well, what happened? I don't know what happened. So I called the Comcast guy. Flounder can attest to this. When I came in here, the first thing I did, I said, oh, my God, I've got to fix this email thing. And I got a live guy on Comcast, which is, by the way, a nightmare trying to do that. It took 9 minutes to get a live person whose name was Liam. He spent with me in here on this studio desk 47 minutes. swiping up halfway. By the way, I didn't know you could do this. If you're trying to get to a different screen, you put your finger on the bottom of your face, a phone face thing, and you scroll up halfway and let it go, and it opens up all the things. And by the way, he found out. He said, "Well, you open up this," and I said, "Oh, yeah, it's a whole bunch of boxes." And he says, "Yeah, those are all open app. Oh, those are things you've been looking." I said, "Well, wait a minute." I scrolled and scrolled, and I said, "God, there must be 1,000 of them." He said, "Well, that's because every time you open up a page on your phone, it keeps opening." I said, "What are you talking about? I close when I get done. I erase. I get done with it." How all those things were in there?
You know how you do it? You go to Safari. You hit the Safari button, and they'll all pop up. You hit that little thing in the bottom right-hand corner, and they all pop up, and you can X them all out.
Yeah, but I spent 20 minutes a little while ago trying to get them all anyway. But the guy was saying, we got to figure it out. Apple did something and blocked my thing, and I had a new password. It's a freaking nightmare. And again, I know you can yell at me, and so you got to treat me like I did something wrong. I didn't do squat. I had my freaking phone, and all of a sudden it didn't work, and I couldn't get emails, and I couldn't send emails. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. But I know you think it's my fault, and you hate me talking about it because you think, well, you don't have to do. I'm telling you, it's a division of the freaking generations. When you get a certain age, man, you are invisible, and nobody wants to mess with you. I can feel it in myself. I know it going. I don't even want to talk about the TV. Oh, my God. I call them every day. My TV's now, it's frozen. Oh, well, let me reset the thing for you. Anyway, but everything's fine now. The new technology, I'm happy with it. We're doing a good time. I got my email. In fact, I'm tempted to give you my personal email address just to get a whole bunch more. Sorry. All right, then. Now, this is really incredible. Mean people. Mean people. It's 410, by the way. 404-741-1230. Mean people. I got to get my phone thing here. Okay. Donald Trump is going to be allowed, I got to find my thing here on my phone. Hold on. Here we go. Donald Trump's going to be allowed to go to his son's graduation later this month. I think it's the 16th, maybe, I'm not sure. To his son's graduation. That could be wrong. And when that was announced, here is some of the reactions, just a few of the reactions that popped up on social media to show what people are like who are Democrats and Jew haters, and also conservative haters. Poor Barron. Donald is now going to have to show up for his graduation. Methinks he's not going to be pleased having his classmates' thunder stolen when Trump makes their graduation all about him, or having them bring up how daddy was cheating on his mom when she was pregnant with him. Another, I so agree with you. Trump has a way of sucking the air out of any room with his bloviating, bragging narcissism, and he makes it all about him, not Barron. I feel sorry for the kids at that graduation. It's their day, not Trump's excuse to campaign. And then this one's really brutal. I wonder if Big Daddy Justin Trudeau will be there, for moral support and diplomatic relations. Oh, Trudeau is dreamy. It's no wonder Melania is obsessed. They having an affair? Is that the implication, obviously? That she'd been banging Justin Trudeau? I'd love to be there when they start chanting, "Let's go, Brandon." Someone else said, "Hey, you guys, I think Barron loves his father and is proud. Sounds like you all have daddy issues." And then my favorite one, Fanley, some girl said, "It must be nice to have a well-behaved, educated son instead of a crackhead." Think about it. They're complaining about Barron Trump. By the way, nobody knows anything about Barron Trump except he's 6'8". That's all we know. He's kept out of everything. He's kept his nose clean. Apparently, I don't know. He's a good guy. He's just a guy.
He's planning revenge.
I hope so. I swear, I hope so. If nothing else.
Oh, by the way, Nick Adams has posted a picture of the tent cities they've set up on the campuses.
Yeah.
He says, keep those tents readily available. You're going to need them when you graduate.
And by the way, Bortz made a pretty good point the other day, too. Most of them are the same. They were always supplied by somebody. And you know who's behind this?
Yeah. Same color,
Antifa.
same manufacturer.
That's right. Yeah. The Antifa people, the anarchist people, and they've got the money. And here, this is all well coordinated.
NYPD posted a photo of one of the protesters.
Yeah.
She's got to be 65 years old. She's professional. She's been arrested 80 times.
Yeah. In fact, the story there, the video showing the professional protest consultant. This group is an outside agitator, history of escalating a situation to create chaos, actively co-opting what should be a peaceful gathering. We have sounded the alarm several times about external actors attempting to hijack this private protest, and there you are. It's obvious. I mean, who didn't know this?
Hey, Spiro T. Agnew warned about this in 1972. Outside agitators.
Nattering nabobs of negativism, by golly. Of course, he didn't have a very good ending either, but
Nope.
Anyways, 413, Kevin Pete and Flounder, and Flounder's Funnies and tweets, and we got all kinds of stuff here.
It's time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3.
Not my words today, somebody else's. Number one, Henry Hazlitt, I don't know, an economist. His quote, "The whole gospel of Karl Marx can be summed up in a single sentence. Hate the man who is better off than you are. Never, under any circumstances, admit that his success may be due to his own efforts, to the productive contribution he has made to the whole community. Always attribute his success to the exploitation, the cheating, the more or less open robbery of others. Never, under any circumstances, admit that your own failure may be owing to your own weakness, or that the failure of anybody else may be due to his own defects, his laziness, his incompetence, improvidence, or stupidity." Henry Hazlitt. He'd be an interesting guy to have lunch with. Wouldn't you like to see him talking to these socialist indoctrinated kids in college right now? Number two, Thomas Sowell, one of my real heroes. His quote, "More whites were brought as slaves to North America than blacks brought as slaves to the United States or to the 13 colonies from which it was formed. White slaves were still being bought and sold in the Ottoman Empire decades after blacks were freed in the United States." And finally, from the Bible, the book of Deuteronomy, quote, "Foreigners who live in your land will gain more and more power while you gradually lose yours. They will have money to lend you, but you will have none to lend them. In the end, they will be your rulers." And finally, nobody has ever said, "Man, she'd really be hot if she just had a nose ring and her eyelashes were about an inch longer." Well, actually, somebody did say that. That was me. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
Hey homeowners, Tug here with some exciting news. Southern Exteriors is your one-stop solution for top-notch exterior services, from roofing to siding, windows, gutters, and more. No more waiting. They can start on your project immediately. And with an in-house warranty division, Southern Exteriors stands by their work for years to come. From leaky roofs to faded siding, trust Southern Exteriors for a quick and lasting transformation. Don't wait. Transform your home today. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co now. Southern Exteriors, quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years.
The Atlanta Braves are committed to telling the stories of players both on and off the field and are proud to present Always Believe, the Ozzie Albies story, presented by Harris Cherokee Casinos. Viewers get an up-close and personal look into Ozzie's life, including his upbringing in Curacao, the Ozzie Albies Foundation, and how he has become one of the most beloved and successful second basemen in Atlanta Braves history.
Don't give up on your dreams. Keep working hard. You got to go get it.
Head to youtube.com/Braves to stream the documentary today.
It's that time of year again when the owner of Central Heating and Air Conditioning, Chuck, brings back the 4th annual Christmas in July, benefiting Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Hey, it's Tug for Central Heating and Air Conditioning. If you want to help give back to the community, all you have to do is sign up for a maintenance agreement with Central Heating and Air Conditioning, and $10 from every new maintenance agreement will go directly to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. The more maintenance agreements you sign up for, the bigger and better we can make the 4th annual Christmas in July for Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Central services all makes and models. With Central, you're not just a number, you're a member of the family. It's been that way since 1947, and they've serviced over 100,000 customers right here in Atlanta. So call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com to sign up for a maintenance agreement and help Chuck and Central Heating and Air give back to the community. Carrier products, carrier warranty, and carrier peace of mind. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta carrier experts.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
To the North Country Fair, where the winds hit heavy on the borderline.
On the borderline.
Remember me
1969, Bob Dylan
Who lives there?
recorded an appearance on the Johnny Cash show, or for the show, at the Ryman Auditorium in Nashville.
True love of mine.
I'm enjoying Bob Dylan more than I ever did in 1965 or 6. It's amazing to me. I'm astounded with myself, really.
There's another version of this. It's a lot more lively. A Girl from the North Country. It's beautiful.
I like this. I mean, this is kind of that, it's, I can relate to this style that was very popular for a while growing up. Different and new. Bob Dylan recorded this. 2 solo numbers. Johnny Cash joined him for a rendition of Girl from the North Country. In the primetime show, Johnny Cash enjoyed booking performers as guests like Neil Young, James Taylor, Ray Charles, Eric Clapton, on other shows. Bob Dylan.
When the rivers freeze.
What a talent. And I saw him in concert as a kid. It wasn't a concert, it was at the Boys Club. I showed up barefoot in farmer overalls, sang a couple of songs with, it was either Judy Collins or Joan Baez. Now I can't remember. It was 1961, I think. And then walked off the stage, didn't say a word, just sang a couple songs and disappeared. It was the damnedest thing. Bob Dylan barefoot in the farmer jeans. On this day in history, 1960, the Ruskies caught an American spy, pilot Gary Powers, was shot down over the Soviet Union and taken prisoner. He was later swapped with, I don't remember who at the time. That was 1960. 1970, this was the day, Kent State University. The photo was iconic. The girl on her knees and the dead student. The student started rioting after Richard Nixon. We mentioned yesterday was the day that Richard Nixon, the president, said we went into Cambodia and everybody went nuts. And again, you think you've seen protests here. Well, at Kent State, it was unbelievable. And then that was 1970, Kent State. A year later, let's see, was it a year or two later, 1972, right before in May, oh my God, but right before I came to Atlanta, May of 1972, I was a graduate school at Michigan State, and on the Kent State anniversary, I was teaching a class. I was a graduate assistant, and I was on scholarships in the GI Bill and stuff, and the NAB fellowship, and I was also a teacher. They gave me a class to teach 3 days a week. I taught 80 students, broke them up into 3 classes. Anyway, and on the anniversary of the Kent State, there was tear gas everywhere. I remember getting tear gas trying to get to class to teach my class because they were all upset. Oh, and here's a funny part. Talk about an old-fashioned guy. When I was teaching that class, I told them every day, I met 3 days a week. I did a lecture 3 days a week. No one else all the other professors did a lecture 1 day a week and had their grad assistants do laboratories with them. Anyway, I lectured 3 days a week. I taught class 3 days a week. And I told them, I'm giving you a quiz every day. I'm going to tell you what the quiz is about. Here's what it's going to cover, and I'm going to give you a quiz every day. And then for your midterm, I'm going to use half the midterm is going to be all these quizzes. So if you just take the quizzes and then realize if you got an answer wrong and you know what the right answer was, you're going to pass my course. I mean, and there were people who flunked. And on the day, and the reason I brought this up, it kind of taken a long time here. I'm so sorry. Memories, folks. Memories. That's all I got to tell you. That's all I got. Sorry. So I'm on the campus. Sorry. And that day was a protest day about Kent State 2 years later. And so maybe the whole, I can't remember, all the class skipped. Almost nobody showed up. And I gave them all zeros. And they came back in class the next day, and I gave back their test papers, which were zero, empty. And he's like, oh, yeah, we were protesting, man. We had a right to. I said, you have a right to protest, and you have to take responsibility for it, or it's not a protest. You're just getting your way. If you're a protester, then there ought to be consequences, or it's not a protest. You're just being selfish. I mean, please. Anyway, so that's and I gave him a zero. Every damn one of them. 4 o'clock, it's 4:22, our 4 o'clock hour, sponsored by our good friends in the home of the Kimmer Safe, Atlanta Safe House. You need a safe for your Social Security card and your medical records, whether they're mine or yours. Keep them in there. They have a showroom in Ackworth, and you look them up on the web. They are wonderful people. You'll love these guys. AtlantaSafeHouse.com. Jeff and Mark and the boys. 423, 404-741-1230. I thought a couple of amusing things here. Was that a thing for me, Pete, or was that something else?
I just sent you a song to listen to later.
The North Country Girl. Okay, this is fairly interesting. A couple of things here about you liberal cities who wanted sanctuary status and so forth. Well, guess what? A Democrat city now going through turmoil because of what's going on in their town, where the city of Chicago has now spent $70 million just recently to help with the migrant crisis in Chicago. That's on top of $150 million already in the migrant illegal immigration budget. The illegal sneak-ins now have $225 million. They have 40,000 illegal immigrants in Chicago since about like a year ago. The mayor's office says we need this funding to drive. Well, the people of Chicago said, wait a minute, $220 million for illegal sneak-ins? Where's my share? What about our neighborhood? Oh, my God, the crime and the police being taken away. I mean, it's unbelievable. And guess what? They have made more than 1,000 arrests of illegal sneak-ins in the first 3 months of this year, all from Venezuela. 1,000 arrests in Chicago, all Venezuelans, 3 months this year. Not just drunk driving, violent felonies, misdemeanors, offenses, stealing, and felonies. And the report comes that people in Chicago are going crazy. These are the folks who were flown in. They approved this money stuff. I mean, this is outrageous.
Now, Trump may not be able to deport 12 million people, but he can deport every one of these sumbitches that has a criminal record coming in here.
And also, now obviously, it's going to be impossible if someone sneaked in, 7 or 8 or 10 years ago, and they have kids, and the kids are proper legal American citizens. It's going to be awful hard to say your mom and dad have to go back to Guatemala, but you can stay. I mean, you can't do that. So anybody who came in has been here a long time, and we're kind of screwed. We don't have to give them citizenship if they sneaked in illegal. If their kids are born here, they are. But so we don't have, we can allow them to work or whatever, but they're still not the right to vote. They should not have the right to vote if they're illegal and sneaked in here. And if they broke the law, they got to go. They got to get out. If they broke the law, they should be deported, period. But anyway, but anybody under Biden, all these new people, they don't, these aren't all people who all of a sudden gave birth. These are mostly single 25-year-old men. Every one of them's got to go. Put them all on buses. Anyway, just for the record. And the sanctuary cities, I got one more thing here. Remember, the Department of Homeland Security sneaked in a program where they have now put 300,000 immigrants into America in a special program where if they don't have a record and they don't say anything to anybody, we're going to let you come in. We will fly you into America. And now the latest from the Department of Homeland Security information shows that in the 8 months of last year, hundreds of thousands of immigrants flew in. 80% went to Florida. The policy first was for Venezuelans, and then in January last year, the administration of President Joe Hader announced the program was expanding to include Haitians, Nicaraguans, and Cubans, and would allow 30,000 people a month. That's more than 360,000 people a year, along with the 42 expansions of another program to get even more nationalists in by the end of this year. 400,000 have arrived under a program where they're flown in. Most of them are sent to Florida. And the DHS has said, well, yeah, we have this program, Oh, my God.
We got a little feedback here.
All right, sir.
Belinda says, Kimmer's brain is more scattered than mine. No wonder I always liked the show.
Well, what did I do now? Did I get lost again? I don't remember.
I think Tangent City. I don't know.
Well, in fact,
all over the board.
I haven't even told a story. I got another Elevator Girl story. I haven't even told you my new Elevator Girl story. I haven't told you.
Did it?
No,
amount
it didn't.
to anything?
No, it didn't. Only in my head. Only in my head. But
that's what she said.
Another quick technology thing, just for the record. Every morning I Google. In fact, this Comcast guy told me all those applications. When you Google something, it stays open. And I said, well, how does it stay open? I didn't understand how you can. Anyway, so whatever. When I Google the New York Post, if I Google New York Post and start opening the articles to send to Founder to print up for me, that the New York Post on Google, that's where all the McAfee crap shows up. It blocks everything with a McAfee ads if I use Google for the New York Post. If I go to DuckDuckGo and open up New York Post, it blocks me with an ad from the New York Post that says, please unlock your no ads only because we need to survive. And I can't open it up. And you have to go back and forth and back and forth. So either way, there's blocks for freaking ads and stuff on my freaking phone trying to get stuff off the news. When did that all of a sudden? That never happened 2 weeks ago for the last year. So what the hell's going on with that all of a sudden? Is that a new thing?
Remember how there was an update?
So they get permission to all of a sudden block everything I try to Google. I mean, I'm a news guy. I need this information. I can't get the paper flown to me before, show every day. Jeez. I mean, it's not, where else am I supposed to look it up? It's either Google or DuckDuckGo. That's it. And either way, I'm blocked if I don't do it like 9 times.
Safari, you can look it up, or Bing. There's plenty of places.
Well, I got to do it. I guess I got to go to all the rest of them. I did. That's what I'm talking. If Flounder was busy doing stuff, those two, it just wouldn't let me freaking do it. It's fucking believable. Anyway, I don't know. I'm just, it's over. I'm telling you, I'm killing myself here. I don't even like it. Let's see. Oh, I'm going to give you a new driving tip reminder, too. Before, we got a little break here coming up, and I'm going to give you my my not quite frequent advisory of driving, which will make you go, oh, wow. And you'll be happy. That works for me every time I remember it. And that's all coming up now as we head down Route 66, baby, and our 55 vet, or whatever it was, 53. 4:30, Kevin, Pete, and Flounder, look out.
Legend Neil Bortz is live every week with Atlanta legend The Kimmer.
Why do we pay attention to these idiots?
It's a social media movement. They're swept up in this business. Now there are even divisions. There are LGBTQ for Hamas and lesbians for Hamas. I mean, oh my God, what are they thinking? They wouldn't. You fly over there and see how they welcome you to the fold.
Yeah, they kill you. They'll throw you off the top of a building.
Bortz and The Kimmer are only on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
From now until Mother's Day, Solomon Brothers Jewelers is offering an exclusive deal. Receive a complimentary Big Green Egg Grill with any qualifying jewelry purchase. It's the perfect opportunity to fulfill Mom's wish list with the stunning pieces like a diamond tennis bracelet, diamond stud earrings, or a timeless eternity band, all crafted to last a lifetime. Plus, while you're treating Mom, why not treat yourself too? Take home a Big Green Egg Grill courtesy of Georgia Spa Company. But wait, this deal isn't just for Mom. Whether you're celebrating a birthday, welcoming a new addition to your family, or simply want to show someone special how much you love them, this offer is for you too. Our incredible showrooms guarantee that you'll find the perfect gift for your mom or loved one at just the right price. So visit us anytime now until Mother's Day at any of our 3 locations in Buckhead, Alpharetta, or Peachtree City and find the perfect gift for any occasion with the extra gift for yourself of a free Big Green Egg Grill online at SolomonBrothers.com or on Instagram at Solomon Brothers.
Support for Extra 106.3 comes from Natural Body Spa and Skin Remedy, celebrating their 35th anniversary and Mother's Day season with custom day spa and med spa packages. Discover Mother's Day gift ideas and award-winning day spa and med spa treatments available at Natural Body Spa and Skin Remedy, as well as e-gift cards online at naturalbody.com or in store at one of their 7 locations in Atlanta, Alpharetta, Decatur, Smyrna, and Snellville. Pamper your parent with the gift of spa at Atlanta's best day spa and med spa.
Hey sandwich lovers, today's your lucky day. There's a whole new way to roll for lunch or dinner delight with Nucky's Hoagies in the Roswell Corners Shopping Center. Now open. Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell is family owned and operated by the Sub Sisters, Stacy and Shannon, whose love language is food and Nucky's Hoagies, their passion. When you bite into a Nucky's Hoagie, you'll taste the difference. The softest hoagie rolls ever, along with hunger-quenching sandwich combinations. Make Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell on Woodstock Road your new favorite spot for lunch or dinner.
At the Piedmont Bank, we're proud to be one of Georgia's largest community banks, focusing on serving businesses and the communities they serve. With headquarters right here in Metro Atlanta, our tailored banking expertise and solutions help meet the diverse needs of our customers so they have what it takes to grow, expand, and thrive. It's what elevates us above the rest. Find a location near you at Piedmont.bank and experience elevated banking for you and your business. The Piedmont Bank. Banking elevated. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Hey fans, Xander from Atlanta Painting Company here, and with spring on the horizon, the home team won't be the only ones painting corners in Atlanta. This spring, save 10% off all exterior projects and get a free color consultation. We understand how valuable your home is, so protect your investment with our industry-leading warranty and unmatched customer service. Don't just take our word for it. We have over 900 Google reviews telling you why we are the painters you can trust. Ready to get started? Visit us online at atlantapaintingcompany.com to schedule your free home consultation. The Atlanta Painting Company. Painters you can trust.
Hey, how are you? Hey, who?
Right like say gonna set my soul.
That's right, baby.
Set my soul.
She'll make me a peanut butter banana sandwich, fella. Oh, son.
Hey, Vernon, how about another peanut butter banana sandwich?
Somebody give him a caddy.
That was his daddy's job, to make him the sandwiches in the middle of the night.
Peanut butter marshmallow fluff, or peanut butter and peanut butter and bananas. I used to eat peanut butter banana sandwiches. Absolutely. You ever had peanut butter
mayonnaise
banana? Why peanut butter
mayonnaise and banana?
Well, mayonnaise and banana, or peanut butter, mayonnaise, and cheese and banana is even better.
Mayonnaise and pineapple.
Yeah, no, not for me.
Things that'll make you throw up.
No, peanut butter and tuna fish and extra mayonnaise and butter.
Disgusting. I tried that. Remember? We tried that one time on air.
How about peanut butter and boiled ham, or peanut butter and bologna, and with cheese and mayonnaise?
How about a normal person and have a peanut butter and jelly?
Oh my God! But you won't eat.
No, seriously.
Mayonnaise and pineapple.
And it's got to be white. The white bread, white man like Wonder Bread or whatever like that. And you butter on both pieces of bread, mayonnaise on one, because you can't put peanut butter on top of mayonnaise. It gets too thin.
Right.
So you put peanut butter on one thing, then you put a couple pieces of bologna or boiled ham on the other thing, mayonnaise, and a slice of Havarti cheese. I'm telling you, you'll never eat a different sandwich. $4.35. This is Elvis. And on this day in 1967, Elvis Presley, at 32 years old, married 21-year-old Priscilla Beaulieu, a girl he met in 1959 when she was 14. Elvis got out of the Army in 1960. Beaulieu moved into the singer's Graceland mansion with her family's blessing. The wedding ceremony took place at the Aladdin Hotel in Vegas, although the marriage license was $15. The marriage license was $15. The wedding cake cost $3,500. They divorced after 5 years in 1973. Elvis was 32 and she was 21, and he knew her when she was 14. But he said he didn't have sex with her when she was underage. I made out and stuff, but he didn't have sex. I think the last word I heard was that he legitimately did not have illegal kind of kinky sex with her until she was...
He was a gentleman.
Yeah. He instead did the right thing. Our birthday list, 436, includes Tim McGraw, 57 years old. By the way, people don't know, our own Tug is Tim McGraw's father. Famous Tug from McGraw right here.
I don't think
this is Daddy. This is our Tug, the morning show. No, Tug is the father of Tim McGraw.
You may want to double check your information there.
Well, Tug, Tug McGraw, Tug, and our Tug, 436.
I don't know if I agree 100% with your police work.
And
there,
on
Lou.
this day in history in 1989, police in California were called to a jewelry store when employees said there's somebody suspicious in here, Judge. Turned out to be Michael Jackson shopping in disguise. He had like a mask and all kinds of weird
You're
stuff.
You're a cop, a Flatfoot, a bull, a dick, John Law. You're the fuzz, the heat, you're poison, you're trouble, you're bad news.
I love those old dragnet bits. I mean, there's every one of them. They're all just fabulous.
I'm telling you, if you can find the black and white version of when the kids stole the baby Jesus from the Christmas nativity scene, it's a classic.
Oh, God.
That or the one where the guy's talking to the two stoners and they're just sitting in the room just like...
Blue boy.
Blue boy. My partner's Bill Gannon. My name's Friday.
He's a prick.
He's the bad cop. Oh, Lordy. TMZ had an article, by the way, in March of 2019 about this and said they've confirmed the 12-year-old who was with this in the store of Michael Jackson, the jewelry store, had a 12-year-old boy with him at the time. And the published report came out that he was one of the Leaving Neverland accusers of child molester victim James Safechuck, who was with Michael Jackson at the jewelry shopping incident in 1989 and later sued him as part of the molesting thing, which he got away with. 438. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to do this story now. I hate doing it, and thank God I haven't seen the video. Flounder did, so he can maybe add to it in a second. Pete, I don't know if you've seen the video or not. A New Jersey father accused of abusing his 6-year-old son to death because he was fat is on trial for murder. Corey McKiliolo faces life in prison. He forced his little boy to run on a treadmill, and when the boy fell off several times because of the exercise machine's excessive speed, he was promptly placed back on the treadmill, began running, shows him increasing the speed, raising the incline. The changes were too much for the little boy's legs. He fell down and slid off the moving track. His father tossed him back on the treadmill, forced the kid's legs to fold backward, clamped his teeth into his son's head. The kid's been to the doctor, and he revealed that his father made him run on the treadmill because he was too fat. Well, the kid died. The 6-year-old was exercised to death. He's dead. And Daddy abusing him, biting him on the head. Dear God. And Flounder, you saw the video.
First of all, the kid's not overweight at all. I mean,
yeah, he's a kid.
And it's an overshot view, and his dad is behind him, and he keeps on making him run, and he falls off it from the back end, and he just picks him up and throws him back on, and he just keeps on running. And apparently it was a day or two later he had kind of suffered some internal injuries, and that's why they went to the hospital. And
an autopsy, he had a seizure, took him to the hospital. He was slurring his words and stumbling, shortness of breath. He died as a result of blunt force injuries with cardiac, liver contusions, and inflammation and sepsis. Jeez. You know, the devil's in this guy. How could you... Seriously, oh man, I was a boy. I saw the story and I didn't.
Ed's on the phone. He wants to comment on it.
Okay, Ed, thanks for calling, sir. You're on the radio. What a story! I can't believe it. Yes, sir. Welcome.
Yeah, it's pretty nauseating. The victim's name is Corey. The father's name is Gregor. Christopher Gregor.
Oh, I'm sorry. I beg your pardon. Christopher Gregor, 31 years old. You're right. Corey was a 6-year-old boy with a different last name. And his mom apparently, I think his mom tried to report his injuries to Child Protection Services. And they said, take your kid to the doctor. And he did, and said his dad made him run on the treadmill. But for some reason, I guess it was the next day, it was too late.
This kid had a laceration in his heart and a laceration in his liver.
It's torture.
Absolutely. I mean, this is just an all. I can't watch. I watched the treadmill thing. They played it over and over again during the trial. I'm watching the whole trial right now.
Oh man!
And this is Ocean County, New Jersey, right on the shore down there, Toms River.
Yeah.
And it's just horrible. I won't watch that thing. And the kid wasn't, and Flounder's absolutely right. Yeah. The kid wasn't fat at all. Yeah. He was trying to make this kid a tough guy.
Can you tell anything about the family? Were they well off? Were they trash?
No.
What?
No. The mother, Musil, the one with the Italian name. He was like 21, and she was 16. He knocks her up. Mm-hmm. As soon as that happens, he disappears.
Okay.
Well, she was a drug addict. And after the kid turned 4, she allegedly sobered up and then wanted child support for the kid. So they did a paternity test.
Yeah.
And it came back that he was the father. So then she applied for parental support.
Yeah.
So, and of course that didn't happen because then she got back on the meth.
Yeah, wow.
So he got custody of the kid. He had the kid custody for 2 years, and the kid's dead.
Oh my God! God, geez. Children, these are, it just tears me up.
Two things. Kids and animals.
Yeah.
Kids and you abuse them, you're going straight to prison for life.
Well, I bet they don't have the death penalty in New Jersey anymore, like most states, I guess. But still, someone's going to get, when he gets to prison, when the other inmates find out about this kind of thing, he's not going to live his life, 50 years in prison, I guarantee you. They're going to come for him,
Amen.
as they should. As they should. He should be tortured and killed, the same thing he did to his kid, and then throw him over like the 9th floor prison cell block balcony. So he bounces off the concrete floors, and everybody get a kick out of sound like a watermelon fell in your kitchen. Jeez.
Yeah, from your lips to God's ears.
Please, God. Yeah, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. Again, I just turned off my own mic. I'm sorry. I didn't even want to tell the story because it's just so horrible. But God. Anyway, like I said, kids and animals. There's a special place in hell for them. Let's see, 443. Did it? There's another terrified little girl story, but in a totally different way, which I noticed the other day too. And I have a kind of an example of a story of this myself. In North Carolina, a little girl said, "There are monsters in my room, Mommy. There are monsters in my room." She was terrified, 3 years old. She called everybody. Her mommy says, "Well, my daughter says I gave her a bottle of water so she can spray away any of the monsters at night. Couldn't think of anything. And then monsters in my wall, Mommy. Monsters in my wall in Charlotte, North Carolina." Well, they posted a video of the discovery and clips of the aftermath when they found out that there were about, let me see if I can find that thing here, 60,000 honeybees in the walls of their home in Charlotte. 60,000. They came pouring out like a horror movie. It'll cost them $20,000 to rewire everything and fix the wall. Monsters in the wall, all right. They fear the monsters could be the bees. They discovered clusters of them in the chimney and in the attic. She started hearing noises near the ceiling. They called the pest control company and confirmed, there we go. Beekeepers said there were 60,000 of them. And by the way, I did a story years ago when I was in TV. I did a story of this very same thing. There was a woman who called, a family called, and they could hear birds fluttering in their walls of their master bedroom. And it was constant, they fly, all kinds of horrible stuff. So I show up there with my TV camera. This is for ABC in Chicago. We're going to story, hopefully get on like Nightline or something. So we get to the woman's bedroom, and I said, okay, guys, get ready to film. And so because we wanted to hear the noise and see the birds flying out the back window and stuff like. Okay, so we get into the bedroom, and I said, okay, guys, get ready. And the mother, the star of the story, goes up and bangs on the wall, and all the birds go and fly out before we had the film running. So I didn't get anything. I didn't get any video of what I wanted to do was say, we're here live at the so-and-so, and this is what they're complaining about, banging the wall and have it all happen like my own thing. She did it before we had the camera ready, so I had nothing to show except their word. Well, they were in here before, and it was a horrible... Oh, my God. I was so mad at her. It would have been a great story. I mean, to actually have the video anyway. That's what I'm sorry. You
need to let go.
I know. I got it.
Been 2 decades.
Boys, this is all I got. These little glimpses of my years of success. Once in a while they pop up again. God, it's already a 4:46. Holy smokes! More on the protest, what's going on, and the latest. And people are upset at a Kroger in South Fulton, Georgia, and we'll tell you why. It's something to do with gambling. Coming up next, Kim, Pete, and Flounder, 446.
We're not going to sit here and listen to you badmouth the United States of America. Gentlemen!
It's Tug. The Morning Extra has you covered from 6 to 10, and Kimmer's got you on the ride home.
Hunter Biden is threatening to sue Fox News, which is pretty funny because he's suing because they allowed his laptop to go public. And originally, he, of course, had denied it was his laptop. Now he's claiming it is his laptop, and because it's his laptop, they had no right to show his pictures of him naked with girls doing cocaine. It's just the hypocrisy of these
The Kimmer Show, every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Hey Atlanta, it's Ben, host of the Weekend Ben Burnett Show, proudly brought to you by Peach State Pride. Each and every weekend, we bring you all the issues going on around the globe and what America's ultimate role is in order to drive our agenda forward as conservatives. And if you ever miss an episode, you can download everything I've ever done on Apple, Spotify, or you can go to the podcast park. See you around, Atlanta.
Join A Second Chance Bail Bond CEO Daniel Madelon and host Tug Coward for the weekly radio show Back Your Blue. They will highlight special initiatives, criminal justice programs, and community events aimed at keeping our communities safer. Tune in Saturdays at 10 a.m. to learn some good news about and from the law enforcement and justice communities. Tune in on Saturdays or catch up on all past episodes wherever you get your podcasts or at thepodcastpark.com.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Whether your loved one's been arrested in Cherokee, Clayton, or any of the other metro Atlanta counties in between, A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT or online at atlbail.com.
True Prep on Cobb Parkway is your one-stop shop for emergency preparedness supplies, including freeze-dried food, water filtration, first aid, and more. They also have a large selection of firearms, including a huge selection of AR-15s, firearm accessories, and ammo at the lowest prices around. They are locally owned and operated. You can visit their store in Marietta on Cobb Parkway or online at trueprep.com. That's TRUprep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow at True Prep.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's the Kimmer. How's it going? Here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
Just remember, Bragg's predecessor and the federal government looked at these facts and said, nothing here. We're not going to prosecute. But Bragg had made his promise to get Trump. So here we are with this ridiculous case. Can't be over soon enough.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Surfing is the only life, the only way for me now. Surf. Surf.
This doesn't sound like the Beach Boys.
I got up this morning, turned on my radio. I was checking out the surfing scene to see if I would go. And when the DJ tells me that the surfing is fine, that's when I know my baby and I will have a good time.
This is like half of their early songs, 409 and Surfing Safari. The Beach Boys. In 1967, the FBI arrested the Beach Boys' Carl Wilson on charges of avoiding the military draft and refusing to take the oath of allegiance. Carl Wilson was later released and joined the band in Ireland for a British tour. Well, you scumbag. Go overseas and you want to fight your country? Well, fine. Didn't want to go overseas to fight for my country. You go over here and make money for it. That's good, boy. Let's see. What else we got here? Ray Parker Jr., the Ghostbusters guy. Was he the director and filmer and music guy? Ray Parker Jr., 70. I know his name, really don't know much about him. And on this day in history, what a story. The first man to attempt to climb Mount Everest, according to the records. The first guy to try to say, I'm going up to the top of Mount Everest, was George Mallory. And he did his climb in June 1924, but he never came back. That was 1924. 75 years later, 1999, an American crew of climbers found his body, but they couldn't officially tell whether he died on the way back down or he never made it to the top. How'd you like to be known for that? The first guy, and they can't tell whether he'd made it or not, but they found his body 75 years later. Good Lord. Ford 51, by the way, Flounder just found some more. Police at Fordham University, two things going on. Police now arresting Fordham University's the latest play. The video's hysterical. All these guys. I just love this. What a bunch of goofballs. At Fordham University, also other parts of New York City, there's places where the Jew haters have taken over. The Democrat Jew haters have taken over, and they're all being arrested. And Flounder's, get the intro here for this thing. Flounder just found the story of a woman confronting the LGBT Palestinian Jew-hating activist. So apparently there's a whole segment of
I got the audio.
alphabet people being confronted by this woman, trying to figure out what they're doing. Here we go.
You can go to Palestine and see how they treat you there. They don't like gay people. If they'll throw you off the bridge. People who hate you, who would burn you to death and use you as an example. Go ahead, touch me with that flag. I will rip it out of your head. I'm not scared of you. I'm not scared of anybody. Okay?
I'll rip it out of your hair. People they hate you would burn you to death and use you as an example. They're ignorant and clueless. They'll throw you off a roof in Gaza or the West Bank. You think the trans LGBTQ community doesn't know that Muslims detest their lifestyles? They don't care about Hamas or Palestine or any other country for that matter. These protests are just for the Islamization of the American people. They do not want to go to Hamas or Palestine. They want to bring Islamists and Sharia into America. They're not protesters, they're Islamists. Hamas, terrorist sympathizers, should be treated likewise. After normalizing crime and criminals, wokes and Islamists are trying to normalize terrorists and terrorism in the name of freedom. I mean, how much are we supposed to do? Normalizing crime in the name of freedom of speech and expression and protest. I mean, this is outrageous. If they don't believe you, we can find a way to send them a one-way ticket. Again, I mean, it's appalling. And these protesters, and again, you ask them what they're there for. They have 50 different reasons. It's all now mumble jumble.
They don't even know. We played audio earlier in the week when the girls were sitting out there protesting, but they didn't know what they were protesting for.
Yeah. One was attacking Boeing.
Yeah. Again, and it's just like Antifa all over again. This is from the beginning of things that are wrong with America. We're coming into the summer of love with the Jew haters. I'll tell you what. This is not going away. We're in May now, and I can't. Well, of course, school's going to be out, so the campuses will be empty. But still, when the Democrats hold their convention.
Yeah, where is it this year?
Chicago, I believe. Yeah, exactly. Can you imagine?
Yes.
Oh, my God. Between the illegal immigrants and their $220 million at the expense of the black people of Chicago.
Did you see where that Latin policeman was shot and killed up in Chicago, and the mayor showed up and the family told him to leave?
Yeah, I did not see it, but yeah, oh, my God. Well, no wonder. I mean, Chicago's coming. I mean, this could be the beginning of something. I mean, this really could be a thing.
Oh, the conventions are going to be nasty.
Oh, brother! And again, Donald Trump. And if he shows up in Chicago, he was in Wisconsin. We had him on the air live a little while ago. And if we get the opportunity again when he shows up in Illinois, if we're still on the air and stuff, we'll be happy to get him live too. But again, he's using everything now, all that's going on, as a brand new campaign slogan and event, and he doesn't have to do anything except talk about the news. How do you like what's going on in Columbia? Well, when I'm president once again, you're not going to be boom, bam, pow. Everything that's happening, right? The economy and the prices and the riots and the hateful, the Jews hating the cops. Trump said, boy, when I'm president, we're going to start appreciating police officers again. Yay, crowd goes nuts.
Well, Flounder found something earlier of a Jewish girl, a student on UCLA, beaten into unconsciousness by the little fascist Palestinians.
Do we have that story? We have that sound?
There's no real sound. I mean, it's just a bunch of people surrounding her, beating her up. She had a concussion, and she woke up, and she didn't recognize her family.
Oh, my God.
Luckily, she's doing better now, but she...
This at UCLA, right?
Yes.
That's where last night their protests definitely got violent. There were firecrackers, pepper spray. There was a brawl. Apparently, the Jewish students and the supporters were fighting back. Which was fine. Thank God. There's going to be people hurt, and this is what you need. You can't be doing this and just kowtow like Brown University just did.
This ain't the Warsaw Ghetto.
No.
This time they're going to win.
Yeah. I mean, talk about lessons learned, please. And again, I saw, and you don't think, frankly, you don't think of the Jewish people as an aggressive, kind of snarly, nasty lot of people by race or by culture. You know what I mean? They really, you don't think of the Jewish people as like bikers, as gangbangers and stuff like that. Well, yeah, well, that's different. I mean, your Jewish people who live with you, and not the people in Mossad. Okay. But again, they're not taking any crap. All these people, and in California, boy, was that fun to see. At UCLA in California, they say, oh no, I mean, they were hitting people in the head. They were hitting them from behind with big pot. Good.
Oh, they surrounded the flagpole at UNC. The Jewish students, I think it was today, and said, "Oh no, we're not doing that again."
Yeah, and again, the Pi Kappa Phi fraternity took down the Palestinian Jew-hating flag, put back Old Glory, and sang the national anthem. And now there's been a fundraising campaign to raise them, I guess, over $60,000 to have a party to say thank you, which is hysterical.
I hope they burn that Palestinian flag in their kafayas or whatever they call it. Just burn them.
Absolutely. And oh God, it's a 4:57. Can repeat and Flounder and Mr. Funny here. Here you go.
I think you two will appreciate the end of this one.
All right, sir.
I think you can go to Palestine and see how they treat you.
That audio.
Oh, so well, we appreciate that too.
That we already heard that.
That's right.
Here we go.
A lot of songs are way too long, you know, it's just like, I just don't have time. You remember Kenny Rogers' song, The Gambler? Here's the whole Gambler song in one verse right here. On a warm summer's evening, I met a man who played cards well, but he died at the table, and I won all of his money. A lot of songs could be one verse, like this one right here. My son got mad because I worked all the time. He grew up to be a jerk, just like me. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon and some other poetic stuff. That's all you need, right there. That's it. I think the longest song ever was, of course, by a Canadian. His name was Gordon Lightfoot. And I know. It was like, he had this song called The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. And it was just a beating. It was like... It like took up 2 8-tracks. You know, my dad had. It's just, oh wow. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna do the whole Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald song in one verse. Here you go. The story lives on how the boat she went down and the people all died. Bummer.
Wait, who's that, Flounder?
His name is Tim Hawkins.
Very clever. Wouldn't you love to be able to do? I'll bet he had chicks hanging off him. Oh my God, bringing the guitar and comedy and making the girl laugh and singing to her. At a party. Oh my Lord. I'll bet everybody's wife he ever was at a party with was calling him the next day to. Oh my God, that was a chick magnet, man. That stuff. I hated guys like that. It's coming up at 5 o'clock with the Kimmer, Feet, and Flounder. Then we got Holy Grabbing Sports, too. Look out.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. This hour is presented by Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches.
It's up to the states and schools. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. That bottom line from the White House on the response to campus protests after police were called back to Columbia University last night to end the protest occupation of a building and clear a tent encampment.
We cannot disturb campuses in the way of taking over buildings, in the way that we have seen. That is not peacefully protest. It's just not.
White House spokeswoman Karine Jean-Pierre is new pro-Palestinian protests erupt in New York City even after hundreds of arrests last night. There are tents inside a building at Fordham University's Manhattan campus where student protesters are getting suspension notices. The Biden campaign focusing on abortion rights as a new 6-week ban takes effect in Florida.
President Biden says former President Trump ripped away the rights and freedom of women in America, and in a social media video responded to comments his predecessor made in a Time magazine interview.
There seems to be no limit to how invasive Trump would let the state be. This should be a decision between a woman and her doctor, and the government should get out of people's lives.
The president has promised to push for legislation restoring protections of Roe v. Wade into federal law.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. Vice President Harris holding a rally today in Jacksonville. The former president set to rally in Michigan after emphasizing his economic message at a rally earlier in Wisconsin.
The choice for Wisconsin is simple. If you want lower costs, higher incomes, and an affordable American dream, then you have no choice but to vote for a gentleman named Donald J. Trump for president.
Hitting the campaign trail on a day off from his criminal trial in New York, independent candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. proposing a no-spoiler pledge to President Biden, a plan calling for the weaker candidate to drop out based on a mid-October 50-state poll. Kennedy arguing based on his campaign's current internal polling that the president is the spoiler. America is listening to Fox News.
Don't let everyday aches and pains keep you from living your best life.
I don't think I really understood what people meant when they talked about pain until I started feeling it myself.
Start feeling better every day with Relief Factor, a daily supplement designed to support your body's fight against aches and pains.
Not only do I move better without pain, I just feel better.
Created by doctors, Relief Factor uses a unique formula of natural ingredients that target 4 metabolic pathways to address pain. Relief Factor doesn't just mask aches and pains, it helps reduce or even eliminate them.
Today, I do the things I love, and it doesn't occur to me to think about pain.
You can feel the difference all day, every day.
Join the over 1 million people who have tried Relief Factor's 3-week Quick Start Kit. It's only $19.95 and comes with our Feel Better or Your Money Back guarantee. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
Together, ladies. Left shoulder, right a plank. Ready on your dog. Target. Road guards out. Look out. It's only me. It's only the giver. How you doing? With Pete Davis and Flounder at the controls on your happy, humpy Wednesday. 503, almost 504. Here's the phone number, 404-741-1230. 741-1230. What's the matter?
We got a little feedback from Gwendolyn.
Oh, Gwendolyn, what do I do now, Gwendolyn? Gwendolyn can be upset with the camera sometimes. What?
I am so perplexed by your technology issues. I am 75 and have never had any of the issues you seem to experience. Most of my friends are my age, and again, none of those issues.
Oh, okay, let's just, again, we have all the protest stories, Donald Trump, we got all the news. Okay, so this is just a minor distraction, just for a moment. I've done nothing wrong. I looked at my phone and I couldn't get emails. Okay, what did I do? I didn't do squat. And it took 47 minutes of the guy on Comcast named Liam to do 97 steps on my phone to get the freaking emails back again.
Boards did a post on Facebook earlier this week or last week.
He talked about that.
There was an issue with Comcast, so it's not you. Again.
Okay, so what is she talking about?
Well, the problem is your issue was following the steps to fix the problem.
Well, because I didn't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, and Gwendolyn, by the way, you didn't know how to tie your freaking shoes for a while in your life, too, okay? Thank you. I mean, we all, if you don't know something, it's not your fault until somebody tells you. I mean, think of, that's my comebacker. You didn't know how to tie your shoes at one point in your life. So I mean, if you don't, I can't. I hate being blamed for stuff, and I hate feeling bad. I feel like a loser and an idiot, and that I'm, out of touch, and I mean, it's unbelievable. My freaking Comcast again. I finally called them 18 times, and it was frozen, didn't work, internet connection, and anyway.
You're not a loser.
Oh, I'm kind of a loser.
Maybe a little slow.
Tiny loser, a little slow. Okay. I mean, but seriously, and this whole thing with the emails, and again, it was something else too. Like that McAfee business. I don't know, what that stuff means. Anyway, God, let's see what else says. I got something else I want to talk. I want to give my driving tip later. I'll wait a few, maybe in the next segment. If I try, maybe after sports, I want to give my little driving tip, which is kind of a fun thing when you're going home, but not in rush hour, bumper to bumper. It's kind of hard to do that. If you just said a minute ago, we heard from apparently the White House and President Rajin Fafin, the podium princess, Shirley Temple, the little rainbow Goldilocks girl, apparently says, well, these protests, we really we think it's wrong if there's violence, but it's really up to the states and the schools. They're staying out of it. He's afraid of it. And in fact, just today, when he walked between somewhere and somewhere, their new program, it's literally a program. When President Jew Hater goes anywhere on foot, he is surrounded on both sides by his aides. They now have to leave their desks and get at least 6 or 8 people and walk with him as though they're consulting with some big new program on the way to the chopper. And it's to block reporters from getting to him. It's a program. It's an actual, they say, well, we have to do this now. Because every time he talks to somebody, he does what he does.
Yep.
Oh, Lord. Unbelievable. Let's see. They're back now. They're protesting all over. Well, New York University, they're back again. They're at another part at Fordham University in New York. Also at another park in New York. There's thousands of them. They're all over the place. They're everywhere. They're showing video from last night, and I think it was UCLA and Columbia also. Fireworks and people throwing stuff, and and the police had to use flash bombs to get them out of the building. Boy, by the way, if you've ever been near a flash bomb that came out when they've like a flash grenade, it works. People get real shook up real fast, and they're kicking up signs, and it's gotten out of hand. It's gotten out of hand. And again, I found our flounder. Let's play Mayor Adams for a second, if you don't mind, and then we're going to play that girl again, in case you missed it, to talk about how these people are so misguided. If it weren't so horrible, it would be funny. First of all, Mayor Adams, a former cop who ran on Law and Order and then turned his back on Law and Order and became a sanctuary city and screw the cops, has now come out to say this about when the Jew haters took down the American flag.
And another significant part of the video was at the end. That's our flag, folks. Don't take over our buildings and put another flag up. That may be fine to other people, but it's not to me. My uncle died defending this country. And these men and women put their lives on the line. And it's despicable that schools will allow another country flag to fly in our country. So blame me for being proud to be an American. And I thank Commissioner Daughtry for putting that flag back up. We're not surrendering our way of life to anyone.
Yeah, big talk, tough guy. Frankly, it's kind of offensive because he never acted like this for the last several months he's been in office when he actually thumbed his nose at America so he could get more Democrats, and then all of a sudden he said, "Oh my God, they're actually coming. Now we need federal support to help them out." He's not acting like a proud, true American patriot. Bull crap. He's acting like a freaking Democrat. Everything he does is being a Democrat, and now this is one opportunity. Somebody said, "Oh, why don't you pretend to be a patriot and stand up and support the American flag?" He says, "Yeah, we're not going to have this on my You freaking phony. You lousy, dirty, stinking phony. You freaking hypocrite. You didn't give a crap about your, the police department and the American flag until the video, and someone said, 'Oh, God, Mayor, you got to pretend you really, appreciate this.'" "Oh, yeah, I remember now. Yeah, like the old days. Yeah, I remember." It's dirty, honestly, it made me so freaking angry. I mean, you can't, oh, God, I hate these people. Brown University caved in. The first Ivy League, first university period to cave in to the protesters. Brown University says, "Okay, if you people leave, we'll take a vote to get rid of all the Jew stuff in October. We'll take a vote in October to get rid of all the Jew stuff. So it'll make you happy." So now they left Brown University. Congratulations. I wonder how many people are changing their kids' direction of where to look for colleges. Any parent who's got a 15, 16, 17-year-old kid, 18-year-old kid thinking about college, especially for 80, 90 grand, you want to go through this? You think that they're taking care of your child? I don't know. And now, Flounder, let's get that girl too, if you don't mind. What's her name? Well, we got her name here somewhere. This chick, she worked for de Blasio's company for leftist humanitarian things of some kind years ago, and now she is. Let's see, she is a. Oh, now I got her in here somewhere. She worked as a political strategist, and she's tapped by de Blasio for a mayoral campaign, and she apparently is a doctoral student and instructor whose studies focus on applying a Marxian lens to romantic literature. Oh, my God. Marxian lens to romantic literature. That's what she teaches. And here's what she says about the protests and how you're trying to kill them. You're trying to kill them, everybody.
Why should the university be obligated to provide food to people who've taken over a building?
First of all, we're saying that they're obligated to provide food to students who pay for a meal plan here.
But you mentioned that there was a request that food and water be brought in, unless I misunderstood.
To allow it to be brought in. I mean, well, I guess it's ultimately a question of what kind of community and obligation Columbia feels it has to its students. Do you want students to die of dehydration and starvation or get severely ill, even if they disagree with you? If the answer is no, then you should allow basic, I mean, it's crazy to say because we're on an Ivy League campus, but this is like basic humanitarian aid we're asking for. Like, could people please have a glass of water?
They did put themselves in that very deliberately in that situation and in that position. So it seems like you're sort of saying We want to be revolutionaries. We want to take over this building. Now would you please bring us food and water?
Nobody's asking them to bring anything. We're asking them to not violently stop us from bringing in basic humanitarian aid.
They're stopping the delivery of food.
We are looking for a commitment from them that they will not stop it.
They haven't stopped it.
I don't know to what extent it has been attempted, but we're looking for a commitment.
Well, there she said, would you get out of my face? And just walks on.
So she takes romance novels and she politicizes them. That's her
Makes
job?
them more Marxian romantic literature. Yeah. And by the way, they're in the building, which has bathrooms and therefore sinks. You can get a drink of water. It's not like you've been put in Bergen-Belsen, for God's sakes. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I mentioned that on purpose. Wouldn't that be funny? Like a Jewish concentration camp, but for these Arab Jew haters. Unbelievable. I mean, just what a bunch of idiots, just entitled. And again, we're going to talk about the way they look and smell. And it's because of who they are. You can be shiftless inside and out. Ask our vice president. America's favorite side piece.
You got it. They stink on eyes.
Exactly. 5:13, gnarly and snarly. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Look out. Sports coming up with Pete. Look out.
The legend Neil Bortz is live every week with Atlanta legend The Kimmer.
Why do we pay attention to these idiots?
It's a social media movement. It's that they're swept up in this business. Now there are even divisions. There are LGBTQ for Hamas and lesbians for Hamas. I mean, oh my God, what are they thinking? They don't. They wouldn't. You fly over there and see how they welcome you to the fold.
Yeah, they'd kill you. They'll throw you off the top of a building.
Bortz and The Kimmer are only on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Hey golfers, the next time you're looking for a quality course to play with a great variety of hole layouts and elevation changes that demand every shot in your bag, then you've got to line up a tee time at Wolf Creek Golf Course. Since 2001, Wolf Creek has earned a reputation as one of the most challenging and most fun golf course experiences out there. Wolf Creek is conveniently located just 10 minutes west of the Atlanta airport and only 15 minutes southeast of downtown Atlanta. When you play golf at Wolf Creek, you'll find beautiful natural scenery and excellent turf from the tee boxes to the fairways to the greens, with top-notch Bermuda grass in tournament condition. After your round, Wolf Creek offers a patio area for your group to enjoy a 19th hole gathering. Golf Digest selected Wolf Creek previously as one of the best golf courses to play in the Atlanta area. To book a tee time, please visit wolfcreekgc.com or call 404-344-1334. That's 404-344-1334. wolfcreekgc.com. Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watch Company, where quality and value make the difference. Locally owned and located in Sandy Springs, offering you the finest selection of unique diamonds, sapphires, rubies, and emerald jewelry, as well as other fine gemstones. Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches has been servicing Rolex watches for over 30 years, and their Rolex-trained watchmaker will service your watch in their state-of-the-art Rolex service center in their store. Lee Brandt uses only genuine Rolex parts, and their estimates are free. Drop by Lee Brandt in the Trader Joe's Shopping Center in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com.
Central Heating and Air Conditioning wants you to know the start of the new season is the perfect time to ensure your home's comfort. Don't wait like most people do to have your HVAC system serviced. Your home should have maintenance twice a year. Maintenance helps keep your system running at peak efficiency and extends the life of your equipment. So turn to Atlanta's Carrier experts for your system's maintenance. With Central, you get Carrier products, Carrier warranty, and Carrier peace of mind. It's allergy season, and Central Heating and Air can fix what ails your house and possibly your family with home ventilation and air quality products. Central has packages designed around health using variable speed, fresh air ventilation, air cleaners, air purifiers, dehumidifiers, and more. Central Heating and Air is one of the few second-generation, locally owned and operated HVAC companies in Atlanta. With Central, you're not just a number, you're a member of the family. It's been that way since 1947, and they've serviced over 100,000 customers right here in Atlanta. Call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Marketing is everywhere, From the billboards on the highways to the notifications on your phone, we are constantly bombarded with people trying to sell us stuff. What makes good marketing? Are you doing enough in your life personally and professionally to market yourself? You have questions, and the Marketing Madmen have answers. Tune in every Saturday, now at 4 p.m., right here on Extra 106.3 to get practical marketing advice from expert guests who are shaping and reshaping the business world. They say marketing is a madman's game. Join the Marketing Madmen every Saturday at 4 p.m. to find out why.
Hey fans, Xander from Atlanta Painting Company here, and with spring on the horizon, the home team won't be the only ones painting corners in Atlanta. This spring, save 10% off all exterior projects and get a free color consultation. We understand how valuable your home is to protect your investment with our industry-leading warranty and unmatched customer service. Don't just take our word for it. We have over 900 Google reviews telling you why we are the painters you can trust. Ready to get started? Visit us online at atlantapaintingcompany.com to schedule your free home consultation. The Atlanta Painting Company, painters you can trust.
You shouldn't need a degree in finance to choose a checking account. That's why we made Truist One Checking. No trade-offs, no compromise, no hassle. Just the stuff you want from a bank that cares. And that means no overdraft fees, lots of practical perks, and automatic upgrades. Truist One Checking. One simple choice. Visit truist.com/one. Truist.com/ONE. Truist Bank, member FDIC.
Look out, Fordham's cracking down, but 5 o'clock hour is sponsored by Lee Brandt Jewelers. Luxury jewelry and watches are affordable. Drop by their store in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com. 5:18, and now, holy crap, it's sports with Pete Davis.
Braves trying to avoid the sweep in Seattle. Game 3 of the series right now going on. The 3-1 Chris Sale for Atlanta. The 3-2 Emerson Biggins for the Mariners. Correction, that's Emerson Hancock, not Biggins. He is a right-hander. Right now, the Braves are leading 5-1 going into the top of the 6th inning. 5-1.
Sale still pitching?
Chris Sale is still pitching.
Oh, good sign, too, there.
Yeah, Austin Riley did this.
Waiting on the 2-2 and the pitch from Hancock. Swung on at a bullet to deep right field. Going back Haniger. He's at the wall. It's over his head, and he crashes into the wall. 2 runs will score. Riley racing around second, heading for third. It's a 2 RBI triple. And a 4-0 lead for the Braves.
Ben Ingram was 680 to the Fed there, so hopefully they'll get out of there with at least one win before they go to L.A. to play the Dodgers. So we're at May 1st, and the Braves are in first place. What does that mean? Since 1996, according to Mark Bowman of MLB, just about half of the teams in first place on this date go on to win the division. Right now, the Braves, Orioles, Mariners, Guardians, Brewers, and Dodgers lead their divisions at the moment. So
I didn't know we had that many divisions. I guess I'd forgotten.
Yeah, there's 6.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, no. The series of $500,000 payments that Ippei Mizuhara sent from Shohei Ohtani's bank account to that illegal bookmaking operation were forwarded to California and Las Vegas casinos, where the money was deposited in gambling accounts, converted to playing chips, and later cashed out to pay the bookie.
Is that legal?
Probably not.
Wow,
probably not.
That's these man.
I'm telling you, ironically,
it's a curse.
It's the exact way that I launder my money from my massive illegal mushroom and moonshine farm I'm running up here in the hills at the moment.
I don't want to say anything.
It's really the most efficient way to do things.
Well, sure, there's no cash trail,
The injury-plagued career of Mike Trout continues. The poor 32-year-old going to miss significant time this season with a torn meniscus in his left knee. Going to have surgery. Coming off the China virus-shortened season of 2020, Trout has played in only 237 of the potential 486 games over the next 3 years.
Wow.
And you got to feel for Ron Washington. It's looking more and more like a Mickey Mantle type career where the second half was just injury after injury.
Yeah.
It's very. I still think he's Hall of Fame no matter what he does.
Oh, I agree with you totally. He's been not only the face of the whole place. I can't believe he's still there. I mean, he didn't ditch after 2 years or something.
They should have traded him. They've made a mistake, him staying there. Rangers right-hander Max Scherzer scratched from his second scheduled rehab start last night. He had thumb soreness after sitting down too quickly. So watch yourself.
Wow, Jack be quick, nimble.
The Rockies and Marlins are 2 of the worst teams in baseball. Their situation should be an embarrassment to Major League Baseball and interim commissioner Rob Manfred. But he has no shame, so you can forget that. that. Last night, Colorado lost 7-6 to Miami, in Miami, as the Rockies became the first team since 1900 to be behind in each of its first 29 games.
Oh, man.
That broke a tie with the hapless St. Louis Browns of 1910, and the Rockies did it in style. Not only did they not trail in the game, they didn't trail in the game to the final pitch. And then they trailed in the game after scoring 5 in the ninth to tie it. The Marlins' Dane Myers hit a game-winning RBI single in the bottom of the 10th to get the victory. The Fish are now 7-24. Only Major League Baseball could screw up having a team in baseball-crazy South Florida, yet they do it time after time.
I don't get it.
It's ridiculous. Today's story about the Mets doing dumb things is actually amusing. A Mets fan earned cult hero status last night when he ate 9 hot dogs and drank 9 beers during $1 hot dog night.
Oh, man.
Before being removed by security for allegedly inciting a riot. The fan apparently garnered attention during the Mets' home win over the Cubs. He tallied his beer and hot dog consumption on his T-shirt with a magic marker as he was eating and drinking.
Okay.
And towards the end of the game, things get out of hand as fellow Mets supporters started hurling their hot dogs at him.
Oh, boy.
Apparently at his request, which led security to remove him from Citi Field.
Dick, I mean, unbelievable.
I want your hot dogs. All your hot dogs. He was not charged with any crime. They felt being a Mets fan was punishment enough, so they let him
I can't imagine drinking the 9 beers after 9 hot dogs. I mean, he must have had a belly that could, where you can put all that liquid. I mean,
He's
that's
a skinny
lot.
kid, too.
I mean,
Joey Chestnut's not a big guy.
Yeah, but that doesn't last long. When the contest is over, he's running to the bathroom. So, good Lord.
Does anyone want the Kansas City Royals or Chiefs? I guess winning multiple Super Bowls doesn't matter anymore, as both KC and the state of Kansas refuse to pass bills to finance new stadiums. Kansas was thinking about stealing the teams from Missouri, but their state legislature said no. So they're sitting around with basically nowhere to go at some point.
Holy, especially the Chiefs. And the Royals
the
have been around
win.
the Royals are a significant franchise. You can't just
Since
ignore them.
68, 69.
Are they having bad
somewhere around
economic trouble? Now they're in Missouri. The Kansas City Chiefs and thing are in Missouri, not Kansas
Right.
City, Kansas. For the record, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
NFL news: after less than a week, the Broncos have already decided not to pick up the option on quarterback Zach Wilson. So it just
That
took
didn't last long.
Okay. Note to Denver:
Yeah.
don't hire any more quarterbacks named Wilson. Just saying.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
A 40-year-old Idaho man just found out what it is to blank around and find out when it comes to annoying a bison. Clarence Yoder was visiting Yellowstone National Park when the thought occurred to him it would be a good idea to saunter up to a herd of bison, single out one of the beasts, and kick it in the shin. This goes against the park regulation to give the wild animals at least 25 yards of safe space, not to mention just plain common sense.
Well, not shin kicking. I mean, it's clearly illegal.
Much to the credit of the buffalo bison, the creature kept his composure in the wake of such a violent assault.
Did he really?
Or park rangers tracked down Clarence Yoder and took him to a local medical facility to fix the injuries he sustained when the bison took issue with the man's actions and returned the favor. Clarence will survive and has been arrested for, get this, disorderly conduct, approaching wildlife, disturbing wildlife, and being under the influence of alcohol to a degree that may endanger oneself.
Well, now that would explain the decision originally to kick a buffalo in the shin. Have you been near a live buffalo?
I'm telling you,
Holy
in 2005 at the Old Faithful, you had to walk through them to get to Old Faithful. You could touch them if you, and no one said a word about not touching them or anything. You could walk right up to them. And I even grazed one as I walked by. I didn't hit it or kick it in the shin or anything like that.
Can't believe that. Wow.
And they got a T-shirt out there you can buy. It has a buffalo throwing a man in the air, and it reads, "Fly Bison Airways." Such a funny. On this date, May 1st, 1978, 39-year-old Jim Bouton wrote the greatest baseball book ever in Ball 4. Begins a comeback attempt with the Savannah Braves. He will earn a late-season call-up to the Atlanta team, but struggles. Ted Turner thought it was a good idea to sign him, and good, because he created a second part of Ball 4 called Ball 5, talking about his comeback here with the Braves.
I didn't know that. Now, was that the ball 4 wasn't the Dodgers thing? What was the
Yankees? He was the Yankees and Seattle Pilots for 1969.
That's right.
And he was traded to the Astros at some point at the end of that year. Did not have good things to say about Atlanta in 1969, saying that there were rebel flags out in the outfield and stuff like that. But who cares? 1920, Joe Oshker of the Boston Braves and Leon Cadore of the Brooklyn Robins each pitch a 26-inning marathon 1-1 tie, the longest in Major League history. Boston's Charlie Pick went 0 for 11 at the plate, set the Major League record for hitless at-bats in one game.
0 for 11?
0 for 11.
Honey, how was your game tonight?
Shut up. I don't want to talk about it. 1925, Jimmy Fox, 2 X's, records a pinch hit single in his Major League debut. How old was Jimmy Fox in 1925?
Oh, I don't know. He's probably up there pretty good. Didn't he play late years, like 40 or something, weren't they?
40? No, lower.
I don't know. I really don't know. Get 35 years old.
Lower.
27.
Lower.
19.
Lower.
Oh, now don't kid me with this. Jimmy Fox was not 15 years old, playing in the majors and winning a big hit.
He was 17 years old when he got his first hit.
I'll be damned.
17.
Good for him.
1991, Ricky Henderson passed Lou Brock to become the all-time stolen base career leader. And who did Lou Brock pass to become the all-time?
I have no idea. I wouldn't have any idea.
Yes, you do.
Maury Wills?
No.
Local
boy.
Henderson. No, I know who you. God.
Local boy. Royston has a Hall of Fame up there.
I know it's not coming out.
It's right here.
Ty Cobb.
It's a Ty Cobb Museum. So that's
good. Well, we have a couple more things. We have a minute or two here. And for the record, speaking of old timers, on this day in 1991, at the age of 44, Nolan Ryan threw his 7th no-hitter. Rangers shut out the Blue Jays 3-0. With the same, you have, 8?
I was putting up the 7.
Oh, 7 is 7th no-hitter at the age of 44. That same night in Oakland, Ricky Henderson, who was the guy I was thinking of, I couldn't get his name out, also stole his 939th base to break Lou Brock's all-time record, which we had talked about there.
I said Ricky Henderson passed Lou Brock, and I said, who'd Lou Brock pass? And you're saying it was Ricky Henderson?
I was stuck on Ricky Henderson. I couldn't get that away from my brain to get the one I wanted to get out. I'm telling you, if you live around long enough, and there's too many things in there, and you have to sort them the hell out. And there was 9 of them in a row, and I said, it's not Ricky Henderson, it's not Lou Brock. I mean, I know it's in there, and it takes a moment. So that was one thing. Now I have.
Maybe it's not the crowded part that's doing it. It's being alone in there that you got to go look for. It could be alone.
It's a very lonely. You don't want to go in there. You don't. No, you don't want to. You don't want to go in there. I promise you. Now, this day, 1986, Bill Elliott set a stock car speed record at Talladega in a Ford T-Bird, 212.2 miles an hour.
Awesome, Bill.
And on this day, 1969, Leonard Toews bought the Philadelphia Eagles for $16 million. Probably worth $500 million today.
Yeah,
and a birthday,
more.
Steve Coughlin, Hall of Fame jockey, 64 years old today. Holy Crap at Sports with Pete Davis. Kimmer and Flounder also hanging in 5:30. We got so much more coming up. The latest on the protests and reaction. Fordham says they're cracking down. Let's see.
Breaking news to the conservative voices you know and trust. Your best new follow on social media is Extra 1063. We're at XTRA 1063 on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and LinkedIn, and pretty much any social media you scroll through every day. And we drop exclusive giveaways, new daily content, and the latest breaking news from Georgia and across this great nation. Interact with your favorite Extra personalities. Get the latest on our live events, and so much more. Follow at Extra 1063 across all your social media and keep up with Atlanta's only conservative voice.
My name's Jeff Criswell. I'm running for U.S. House of Representatives, Georgia's 6th District. I'm a Republican. I'm very conservative. I'm sort of a middle-of-the-road kind of person, which I think in Georgia District 6 is really going to work to my advantage because it's a very diverse district. You know, if you ask me right now, the big issue is immigration. Also, the cost of living. My goodness, the numbers are crazy. It's so much more expensive now to live, to go buy groceries, to buy gas. We've got to do something about the cost of living. And I believe that all of that is linked to the national debt, which would be my third sort of an issue here. We've got to stop spending money that we don't have. The reason I think people should vote for me is because I am brand spanking new to this business. I am going to bring a very new perspective to this. Go over to jeffcriswell.com. That's Jeff Criswell, CRISWELL.com. Hit that donate button. Help us out. By all means, we want to partner with you because we can win this district.
This message is paid for by Jeff for Georgia 6.
Pack your bags and join the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets football team in Dublin, Ireland as Toe meets leather to kick off the 2024 football season in Dublin. The Aer Lingus College Football Classic will feature your Yellow Jackets versus the Florida State Seminoles in a special Week 0 matchup on August 24th, 2024. Don't miss this unique opportunity to visit one of the world's most popular travel destinations while cheering on the Jackets on a global stage. For travel packages, tickets, and more information, go to gt2ireland.com. Sting 'em.
Join A Second Chance Bail Bond CEO Daniel Madelon and host Tug Coward for the weekly radio show Back Your Blue. They will highlight special initiatives, criminal justice programs, and community events aimed at keeping our communities safer. Tune in Saturdays at 10 a.m. to learn some good news about and from the law enforcement and justice communities. Tune in on Saturdays or catch up on all past episodes wherever you get your podcasts or at thepodcastpark.com.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Whether your loved one's been arrested in Cherokee, Clayton, or any of the other metro Atlanta counties in between, A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT or online at atlbail.com.
Hey, it's Tuck here with an important message as the weather heats up. Southern Exteriors is gearing up with unmatched quality and precision. For over 25 years, they've been delivering top-notch craftsmanship that you can rely on. And let me tell you, they're hotter than the Campaign Trail in July. Got a home exterior project that's got you feeling the heat? Don't sweat it. From roofing to siding, gutters to windows and doors. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co. That's southernexteriors.co. Get a free consultation. Southern Exteriors, your home's best ally with any project.
Extra 106.3 listeners are falling in love with Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell.
Me and my wife now find our favorite sandwich place. That food over there was great.
Yeah, those rolls are so soft and sweet. I mean, it was just melt in your mouth. It was, and the steak was tender and juicy and flavorful. I can't say enough about it. It was very, very impressive.
It was so good.
Make Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell on Woodstock Road your new favorite spot for lunch or dinner. Nucky'sHoagies.com.
Yeah, hello, Elman. How's your Emmets?
Mrs. Brown, you've got a lovely daughter.
By Jove, I think he's got something there.
Girls as sharp as her are something rare.
Yes, of course. The British will say, hundreds hermit and
She doesn't love me now.
I used to love all these songs. I know.
It ain't no good.
It's like that. I used to love all that, even bubblegum rock, all that stuff. Herman's Hermits. Oh man, 1965. Herman's Hermits began a 3-week run at #1 on the singles chart with Mrs. Brown, You've Got a Lovely Daughter. Wow,
she
doesn't love me now. Wow,
she's made it
clear enough.
All right, make it stop. Please.
Sorry. Birthday list includes Rita Coolidge. Reader. Better even newer. Rita Coolidge is 79. Higher and Higher. It was in Ghostbusters 2, but it wasn't Rita's version they used in the song for some reason. Rita Coolidge is Chris Christopherson's ex-wife. They divorced in 1980. She shared herself with Stephen Stills, it says here. He wrote Cherokee and Sugar Babe about Rita Coolidge, who's 79 today. So I guess there you are. Anyway, happiness for happiness. Let's see, history note or two. What the heck was? Oh, here's one. Speaking of what Pete was just talking about, in 1883, William F. Cody had his first Wild West show. A man better known as Buffalo Bill. Wild Bill Cody. And on this day in history, 1486, Christopher Columbus convinced Queen Isabella to fund an expedition to the West Indies. And then in 1493, Columbus sailed the deep blue sea to murder indigenous people. So it's kind of a history thing if it comes up in school for you. And on this day in I might have gotten that wrong, 1707, England, Wales, and Scotland were united to form Great Britain. And there you are. Anyway, for a couple of things.
No, they were forced.
They were forced,
at gunpoint.
Yeah, well, there were guns involved, sure.
Yeah.
they've gotten along fine ever since.
Oh, yeah. The Welsh love the
Nothing
British.
to see here. 537. Fordham University has now just told the anti-Israeli Jew-hating Democrat mob they are banned from campus as the New York Police Department has a bus splattered with red paint. At the same time, they've closed the UCLA campus after the night of violence and clashes there. I got to get my where's my Froggy? Oh, here we got it. Hold on. The bus splattered with red paint outside Fordham University today after the encampment was formed. The school told protesters this afternoon they're suspended and banned from campus. The letter says they've been suspended from on-campus housing, assignment, classes, final examinations, and all events, including senior week and commencement. Leave Fordham University property. Officers were on scene, keeping people confined to the sidewalk. Crowd could be chanting, free, free, free Palestine. Wait a minute, it's a whole Florida. Oh, my God. Student Affairs, and this is a chick, Michelle Burns, said the protesters have been suspended from on-campus housing, assignments, classes, final examinations, and all events in senior week, including commencement. And you're to get off the property. Holy cow. Now make them. Here we go. Let's now do it. Oh, man, this is cool. And UCLA shut down the school. And again, and for the record, this really is a shame for people. I mean, I never went to 4 years straight in college. I flunked out of my first university, dropped out of my second and joined the freaking Marines, and then went to 2 others and got 2 degrees. But so I didn't have 4 years of college in a row. And hell, I was 24 when I got out or whatever it was. So, but I can't imagine what it's like to go to school. If you went to school for 4 years in a row, college, and had all the stuff that a 4-year college had, and then all of a sudden this happens 2 weeks before you graduate, and nobody's out, and all of a sudden this, what an ending. And you'll never forget it, but still.
Tim Brando pointed out that a lot of these kids, if they got out in 4 years or so, they missed their high school graduation because of COVID. And now they're going to miss this because of these idiots.
That's right, too. And there are a lot of questions on whether these now, if these kids have student loans, are they going to be forgiven? If they're illegal immigrants and the protesters caught, are they going to be kicked out of the country? The White House is saying, well, this is really, the White House has ignored everything. The White House is saying, well, you shouldn't have violence anywhere. But for the record, this is a state and school issue. So President Jew-hater is staying out of it.
Isn't it funny how the Democrats love states' rights when it suits their purposes?
Well, it's their right, They kind of all get together on this here, too. 5:39. Flounder, let's do a little Megyn. Well, not do Megyn Kelly. Let's play some audio of Megyn Kelly. She made, and again, this morning, I wrote down, it's like 5:45 this morning. I'm looking at some video. I finally got my TV working because I had to unplug it several times. Anyway, it's my fault, I'm sure. I wrote down these comments about the protesters. The girls are ugly inside and out, grody, unsanitary, well-fed, gnarly, and snarly. That's what I wrote down. And I come into the studio to get all the stuff that was typed up, and Flounder got the story of Megyn Kelly. Apparently, we were reading each other's minds. Here was what Megyn Kelly has to say about
And by the way, why are they so unattractive? I really legitimately want to know. Why are all the protesters so homely? I don't think they're unconnected. I'm not going to lie. I think attractive, smart people are not drawn to this nonsense. They're living their lives being successful. It's the unattractive and or dumb people who feel the need to do this to feel like they matter. Sorry, hard truth.
And again, just very quickly, some reactions. So one woman wrote in as though she was having a conversation with her daughter who goes to the University of California at Santa Barbara. Okay, so mother says, me to my daughter, are there big protests on campus? No. Why? It's UCSB. So? protests are for ugly people. We don't have those. Her college student daughter. Where's the lie? Megan was telling the truth. They all look like characters escaping from the asylum in Gotham City. She nails it. Good for Megan not to be afraid to say what we're all seeing with our own eyes. Liberalism destroys a person on all levels, mind, body, and soul. Now, here's one. Tips for protesters to make yourself more appealing if you're going to be on TV and everything. And here's what this lady says. 1, reject Marxism. Buy, read, and reread books by Ann Coulter. Buy a gym membership and use it. Search basic hygiene tips. Embrace your God-given sex. Ladies, search makeup tutorial on YouTube. Search finishing school near me. Search books by Miss Manners and Emily Post. And stop signing up for gender studies and poli-sci classes. Take useful courses that make you employable and a better person. I mean,
Flounder just sent a photo of the faculty at Fordham have linked arms to protect the encampment, and the faculty at Fordham looks like a bunch of circus carnies.
Oh, my Lord. Is this Gunther person or whatever we're talking about?
And the freaks at the circus, too, at the carnival. They're the ugliest.
Oh, my God. And frankly, as a reporter, I mean, I was a news guy before I was a talk show host, and I'm talking 40, 50 years ago, but I remember when I spent 2 years in San Francisco, and this was back in the 80s when there were AIDS protests and all, I mean, stuff was on fire, and all these protests all had the same people always showed up, and they all had the same kind of look, the same kind of attitude. I mean, you can tell them.
Patchouli. Smell of patchouli.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
So I sent you guys another one that you haven't been able to see yet, but there's a young woman, I believe it's called Inspiring Mentors, and she's on a liberal campus, and she goes up to a bunch of young woke girls and asks, why is Trump racist? And the response is hilarious.
You have it? I have it
right here, so here we go.
Oh, cool.
How is Trump racist? Do you want to answer this for me? Nope, this is for you. You made the claim, back it up. No. How is he a racist? He has had multiple people be killed. Because he has had people be killed. Ma'am, I live in a town where there was riots. Very good. I'm glad that that's where you come from. However, who has he had killed? He's caused his police to do it. He has militia-ized this country. He has militia-ized this country. I can't speak English because I suck at it, but ma'am. Don't assume my gender. What are your pronouns then? They and Z and princess. Princess? Yes. How is he a racist? I'm not going to answer you. Why? Because you can't or because you won't? No, because I'm pissed at you and you should leave our campus. Oh, no. This is a free country, right? Whose streets? My streets. Today. Yes, this is a private campus. No, it's not. It is a public university. I just want to know how Donald Trump is racist. Because he has had his militia, our military, be used to protect buildings against people who have been killed multiple times.
Oh, my God.
Stop talking.
Was this in college?
Yes.
No, this is like 7th graders.
No, that's a
recess,
public
right?
university she was at.
Oh, dear God.
Please pay for
And she even said, I suck at English.
In English, too, I'm guessing. Depending who she's sitting next to. But seriously, we're going to play that again before the end of the show. Honestly, we're going to play that again. And make sure the morning crew knows about this, too. That's hysterical. Oh, my God. These are actually living girl people? These are college girls? Oh, man.
Well, it's good to know our military is protecting buildings. You know?
Yeah, especially when they're dead. You know, use it to protect buildings of dead people. Oh, my Lord. 5:45. Aye, aye, aye. Kara Pete and Flounder. And Flounder's Funny and more coming up.
Hey, it's Rhino from The Morning Extra, getting your weekday morning started from 6 to 10 a.m. When you don't get your way and you decide to go to Portland, light a federal building on fire. That's a threat to democracy. Setting up an autonomous zone in Seattle, that's a threat to democracy. Going and standing in front of a court case and using mob mentality to try to change a ruling, that's a threat to democracy.
The Morning Extra, 6 to 10 a.m. on Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Hey Atlanta, it's Ben, host of the Weekend Ben Burnett Show, proudly brought to you by Peach State Pride. Each and every weekend, we bring you all the issues going on around the globe and what America's ultimate role is in order to drive our agenda forward as conservatives. And if you ever miss an episode, you can download everything I've ever done on Apple, Spotify, or you can go to the podcast park. See you around, Atlanta.
The Atlanta Braves are committed to telling the stories of players both on and off the field and are proud to present Always Believe, the Ozzie Albies story, presented by Harris Cherokee Casinos. Viewers get an up-close and personal look into Ozzie's life, including his upbringing in Curacao, the Ozzie Albies Foundation, and how he has become one of the most beloved and successful second basemen in Atlanta Braves history.
Don't give up on your dreams. Keep working hard. You got to go get it.
Head to youtube.com/Braves to stream the documentary today.
From now until Mother's Day, Solomon Brothers Jewelers is offering an exclusive deal. Receive a complimentary Big Green Egg Grill with any qualifying jewelry purchase. It's the perfect opportunity to fulfill Mom's wish list with the stunning pieces like a diamond tennis bracelet, diamond stud earrings, or a timeless eternity band, all crafted to last a lifetime. Plus, while you're treating Mom, why not treat yourself too? Take home a Big Green Egg Grill courtesy of Georgia Spa Company. But wait, this deal isn't just for Mom. Whether you're celebrating a birthday, welcoming a new addition to your family, or simply want to show someone special how much you love them, this offer is for you too. Our incredible showrooms guarantee that you'll find the perfect gift for your mom or loved one at just the right price. So visit us anytime now until Mother's Day at any of our 3 locations in Buckhead, Alpharetta, or Peachtree City and find the perfect gift for any occasion with the extra gift for yourself of a free Big Green Egg Grill. Online at SolomonBrothers.com or on Instagram at Solomon Brothers.
Hey Atlanta, it's Mark from the Safe House. And now, the security riddle of the day. What's less secure than a fake safe from a furniture big box store? Joe Biden's fake border policy, of course. But hey, there is good news. This time next year, Joe Biden will not be president. So drop right at Atlanta Safe House and check out the largest selection of safes in the Southeast. Build a wall around your valuables with a safe from the Safe House. We have certified delivery crews to install your safe. With over 30 years in the safe business, the Safe House is the place to buy safe in Georgia. So go to AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911. Online at stopmyed.com.
Started off the show, Flounder was playing Ragged Old Flag by Johnny Cash because of a salute to America. We end the show with this classic.
I keep a close watch on this heart of mine.
Of course, he was lying the whole time about it. Cheated like a monkey on his wife for the entire life.
For the
yeah, whatever. 550, Johnny.
Because you're mine.
You're mine. What do you do?
I walk the line.
Well, he didn't really walk the line, Johnny. He said he wrote this. He had the song for his wife to say, I know I'm on the road a lot or singing and stuff, but I walk the line. I never cross that line, honey. I would never cheat. Well, anyway, whatever. It's a song. It was 1968. The classic I Walk the Line, #1 Billboard country hit, stayed there for 43 weeks. 2 million copies sold. And it says here,
because you're mine.
the chord progression. I'll pause for a second. We'll play the chords. Here we go. And it says here, the unique chord progression of that song was inspired by backwards playback of guitar runs on Johnny Cash's tape recorder while he was in the Air Force stationed in Germany. Played it backwards on his tape recorder, and that's in apparently. I'll be damned. Well, good. Birthday list, Judy Collins, 85 years old today. Someday soon. And the cowboy, the return, the daddy doesn't like the cowboy song, and all that kind of, maybe that's the same song, I don't remember. And what was the other one? Judy Collins, oh God, I can't remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter, I'm so stupid. Oh, the biggest songs in the world, and I can't remember the Judy Collins song. Both Sides Now, that was it. And Someday Soon. Someday Soon's my favorite. Both Sides Now is not bad. This day, 32 years ago, 1992, sorry. L.A. riots, third day of the riots. Rodney King appears in public saying, "Can we all get along?" And we did, and no one was hurt ever since then. It was an incredible story, 1992. On this day in history, 1889, Asa Candler published the following message, quote, in the Atlanta Journal. "My retail business and wholesale business is sole proprietor of me of Coca-Cola. Delicious, refreshing, exhilarating, invigorating," unquote. But he didn't actually own it, Asa Candler, until 1891. It cost him $2,300 to buy of everybody else at Coca-Cola. 1905, radium was tested for the first time as a treatment for cancer. Helped me. I had it every day for 5 weeks, among other things. And no problem. It was not a big. Actually, was not a problem. I mean, 5 weeks every day was a little rough, but it was no big deal. 5:52. Holy cow! Flounder, let's play that soundbite on the college campuses. If you hadn't heard it earlier, here's an interview with a reporter talking to a girl about what would happen if all these LGBTQ, gay, lesbian, all these folks all of a sudden started going over to Hamas to support them.
I think you can go to Palestine and see how they treat you there. They don't like gay people. If they'll throw you up bridges. People who hate you, who would burn you to death and use you as an example. Go ahead, touch me with that flag. I will rip it out of your hand. I'm not scared of you. I'm not scared of anybody.
Could be some folks standing back. And again, I was thrilled, but I got a little video of the UCLA last night when all of a sudden the Jewish said, "Oh no, oh really?" Ooh. And there were fists flying and pots and pans flying and boards and nail. I mean, it was beautiful.
An angry Sabra.
It was indeed. And Flounder, before I forget, Flounder just found this audio, and I'm not even sure where it's from. Do we know what campus? It doesn't really matter. No. A reporter girl was asking, again, these are college girls on a college campus you're about to hear now, and the reporter girl was asking them, why is Donald Trump such a racist? And here's what she came up with.
How is Trump racist? You want to answer this for me? Nope, this is for you. You made the claim, back it up. No.
No.
How is he a racist? He has had multiple people be killed.
What?
Because he has had people be killed. Ma'am, I live in a town where there was riots. Very good. I'm glad that that's where you come from. However, who has he had killed? He has caused his police to do it. He has militia-ized this country.
Militia-ized.
He has militia-ized this country. I can't speak English because I suck at it, but ma'am. Don't assume my gender.
Ma'am.
What are your pronouns then? They and Z and princess. Princess? Mm-hmm. Yes. How is he a racist? I'm not going to answer you. Why? Because you can't or because you won't? No, because I'm pissed at you and you should leave our campus. Oh, no. This is a free country, right? Whose streets? My streets. Today. Yes, this is a private campus. No, it's not. This is a public university. I just want to know if Donald Trump is racist. Because he has had his militia, our military, be used to protect buildings against people who have been killed multiple times.
I mean, these are college girls. Seriously.
Killed multiple times.
Protecting buildings.
Protecting buildings.
People inside.
She did the best thing there. When these idiots start telling you to do something, tell them no, because they've never been told no in their lives.
Right.
Tell
Leave
them
campus.
no.
Leave campus. No.
No.
What do you mean no? It's a private campus. No, it's not. It was like you couldn't believe it. Well, you're not allowed to say no to me. I'm special. Oh my God. I mean, how embarrassing is that? I hope there's video of that their parents could see back home and say, okay, we're pulling you out of school. You're going to work at freaking Waffle House. I mean, this is ridiculous. Not that there's anything wrong with working at Waffle House. I go work there part-time myself. If they need us a part-time cook, I'll be very happy to do that. I have nothing against the things there. But
the problem is
God,
the parents are just as stupid.
I know. Obviously. And by the way, the riot police at UCLA closed it down. And again, just for the record, at Fordham University in New York City, the Jew haters Democrats sprayed red paint over a police bus. And so now Fordham has said, this just came out a minute ago, the student affairs vice president, a girl, says the protesters have been suspended from on-campus housing, classes, future examinations, finals, everything else, including senior week and commencement. You're out. Get off the campus, unquote, right now. Leave the property.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. But at least they said it. I mean, great. That's great news. It could be a turning thing. And again, this is going to go through the summer before the convention for the Democrats in Chicago.
If they nip it in the bud right now, it may not. But if they let it fester.
Well, of course, school's going to be out. So over the June, July, August is not, but still, these people are not going to stop. They're going to go after their targets, and that's the people in office, which is the Democrat Party, for not sticking up for the socialists as much as they should. Oh, my God. Was it 128? Is that what you said, Flounder? A minute and a half-ish for the final thing, Calbonk?
That is correct.
Okay. Coming up. By the way, for the record, some people in South Fulton County, Georgia, are upset that Kroger has now installed some gaming machines, coin-operated amusement machines, dispensing prizes instead of cash, and they're saying it's bad image for the neighborhood in this side of town, figuring out why they would do it, because it's kind of poor and they're afraid they're taking advantage of the poor people with gambling and gaming machines. Kroger.
They do them all over the state.
I know. That's Kroger. Well,
Convenience stores.
I know. Well, you can't win for trying. They say it's going. Kroger says it'll help the scholarship program for Hope Scholarships, 84,000 Georgia kids, Utes. But they say it's a bad image for this part of town. It's kind of poor around here. It doesn't look
bad
good.
Image for South Fulton?
Yeah, well, that's what do I know? Now, tomorrow, do we have both Neil Bortz and Shannon Burke?
We should have Mr. Neil Bortz as well as Shannon Burke.
I think Neil normally at 4 o'clock on Thursdays. If it changes, we'll let you know.
We'll let you know.
The plan. And then Shannon Burke at 5 o'clock with this thing. Anyway, it's 5:58. Everybody, with Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, and for Nucky's Hoagies.
So I found some more of that Tim Hawkins. So I think you'll like.
Excellent.
Chick-fil-A. I could eat there 7 times a day, where the people laugh and children play. Oh, I'm in love with Chick-fil-A. Suddenly, I need waffle fries in front of me, with some nuggets and a large sweet tea. Oh, Chick-fil-A, you set me free. Kids, get in the van so we can go there today.
Get in the van.
But their stores are closed, oh I know, 'cause it's Sunday.
Sunday.
Chick-fil-A. What a dirty, rotten trick to play. Now I have to settle for Subway. Oh, I'm in love with Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A.
Oh, man. I'll bet when he got done with the show and went to the bar for a drink afterwards, every single waitress and chick who worked there was all over him. Good for him. What's his name again, real quick?
Tim Hawkins.
Tim Hawkins. Outstanding. Anyway, hoorah, Semper Fi, gotta go. You're killing me. It's on the camera with Pete Davis and Flounder tomorrow. We'll do it all over again. Look out. Christine, sing me home, baby. Look out.
Start your day the right way with Tug, Rhino, and Los on the Morning Extra. Every morning from 6 to 10 a.m. on WFOM Marietta Extra 106.3.